So far, the pace of the day is pretty much reflecting the conditions because it is warm. It's very humid. If the players are trying to find their way into this game, it feels like we're going a little bit, not trying to rush things. It's the Saudi Arabia.
Siapa?
Bayar mes Singapura. Dah tak tahu lah. Tapi berarti lah. Mas tak siap ni.
Ini kan Mbak Putri tu.
Mbak Putri lah Mbak Kakun ni.
Ada.
Kalau pakai rotok sikit ni. Ini ya.
Both fullbacks getting quite high, quite quickly here. Vina waiting patiently on the near side and pulled into the play. Matthias Vina. Oliver. Ugarte launching very deep. Passage of possession here for Uruguay. Trying to set something up. First shot of goal to decent one in the straight at Alois. And a shot from Maxi Araujo. Yeah, it was got the crowd going for the first time. Yeah, it was a decent shot on goal, wasn't it? You can see Alois was not very confident with it. Straight at him. Maybe a little bit nerves there. Could have easily dealt with it. Instead, elected to carry it away. The thing about Alois is he's got the experience, Mark, from having played, for example, in the last World Cup. And he's in his mid-30s now, but he's not been playing in the top division in the Saudi League. He's been playing in the first division this past season, with a club, admittedly, who are very much on the up. Araujo with this corner, the first corner of the match. Any pressure on the Saudi defence. Safely into the goalkeeper's gloves. It was Federico Villas whose header was rather smothered. And he disappointed with that one because he had a really good opportunity. Lively and purposeful start here from Uruguay. Sent forward by Caceres, met in the air by Abdelella Al-Amri. And then tidied up by Mohamed Abu Al-Shama. Al-Habi gets the throw. I think Saudi Arabia has to be better. A little more pace when trying to play out from the back. Get a bit of moving a little bit. Try and move the Uruguay players around a little bit. Move out of perfectly placed to see that one from Guillermo Varela. Very much the first choice for Uruguay now, particularly that Nathan Mendes has been quite surprised with many people. So the answer is full of surprises, isn't he? So this World Cup is full of surprises with players being omitted from starting lineups, ones that we never expected to happen. Here's Salam Al-Ghassawi. Was rather hoping that Saad Abdul Hamid would be a little bit further forward, and now Saudi players need to get back. Good strong running there by Mohamed Kano to get in front of Maxi Araujo. Yeah, very good defending. Kano does so well, uses his body strength, pace, doesn't commit a foul, just uses that body to prevent the ball from falling in Uruguay's hands. Tambakti sending it forward. Al-Dasseri going for it with Caceres, collected by Varela. gets a touch. Al-Jawair. This is a bit better from Saudi Arabia. Abu Al-Shamat. Met by the head of Manuel Ugarte. Abu Al-Shamat. Number 12 there, the right back, Saad Abdul Hamid. He's the only player based abroad. All the rest of them play in the Roshan Saudi League. Abdul Hamid is with Lens in France. Lovely little exchange, just too far from Musa Al-Jawair towards Abu Al-Shamat. The touch was a loose one though.
Just got to tidy up those little one-touch football, because if those passes are on, they're going to cause Uruguay a bit of problems there. Saudi Arabia, they've got really good little movement off the ball, one-touch football. Just got to tidy up a little bit more.
This is Oliveira. Started some of the World Cup qualifiers, Matias Oliveira. Got an important goal for them as well in a draw against Colombia along the way, away from home. Matias Vigna not finding a way past Abdul Hamid. The pass from Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat. Not good enough. Bentancur with the pass forward, and referee perfectly placed to see that. Referee Mariani not awarding Uruguay the free kick that they were rather hoping for. This is Moteb Al-Harbi. Now Abdullah Al-Khaibari, who's just won the league with Al Nassr. He's a teammate of Cristiano Ronaldo. Al-Jawair had to stretch for that one. Trying to tidy up Bentancur. Saudi Arabia just starting to settle a little bit after that opening few minutes.
Yeah, they are, and I think they're playing a little bit more on the front foot. That's why. Playing a little bit higher up the pitch, want to engage a bit more rather than the opening couple of minutes. So I'm just happy to sit back and allow Uruguay to have possession and feel their way into the game. They just need to get the ball a few more times sooner out wide. You can see there, Abdul Al-Shamat is a dangerous player every time he gets on the ball. And certainly on the other side as well, Adar Saeed is a real problem for him as well.
Albrakan underneath that one. Here's Cano. Plenty of time here for Al Amri to find Cano, but a sometime captain of club and country, depending on the presence of Al Dawsari. Here he is once more. A solid midfield performer. Here's Al-Khaibari. An opportunity here for Varela to get the ball clear. The Flamengo player based in Brazil.
Uruguay just happy to slow the play down. Wait for trying a little bit, manoeuvring players out of position a little bit. But certainly quicken up the pace a little bit more to do that. Saudi Arabia really well organised at this stage. Want to try and draw them out, try and create more pockets, more holes, space to exploit.
Araujo. It's a little bit of a chase there. All rather short for Oliveira. Mohamed Cano. Winning his 80th cap for Saudi Arabia tonight. This is Al Amri. He played at the last World Cup in Qatar 4 years ago. Came off the bench in the first game and kept his place. Hassan Tambakti of Al Hilal into Al Khaibari. Al Harbi. Saudi Arabia's players have settled well after some nerves in the opening few minutes.
Be patient and slow the play up, the build-up play. Saudi Arabia will certainly be pretty happy with the way the first 14 minutes or so of this game has gone.
Well, you've got to know how to measure your efforts in these sort of conditions, haven't you? Which is something that Ivan Toney, who plays in the Saudi Pro League, was saying when he arrived at the England camp.
Yeah, I think that's a real key, isn't it? I think all the Saudi Arabian players, this is very, very normal sort of kind of conditions, possibly even a little bit cooler than probably what they're used to playing in. So that won't be a real issue for them. And it's about managing the game. With Uruguay, you can clearly see there, they want to conserve a bit of energy. Not necessarily playing the Bielsa way at this moment in time, just trying to close down and roll over the pitch and win the ball high up. They're happy to sit back and have a slow build-up.
Caceres sending it forward. Abu Al-Shamat picking out Mohamed Kano into Musab Al-Juwair. Some of these players in the Saudi team, including the likes of Kano, as Al Hilal players, we saw them in the Club World Cup, the FIFA Club World Cup last summer in the United States. Al Hilal acquitting themselves extremely well, enjoying a victory over Manchester City and getting a draw against Real Madrid.
There's another example there. Saudi Arabia been in a really good position, finding those pockets. Al-Juwair has been really a trouble for Uruguay. He's finding those pockets. A lot of movement. He's given the freedom to move across the park. Valencia has found a really good pocket. So his layoff wasn't particularly great, and the touch let them down as well.
Matias Oliveira, just to get things moving, just got caught under the feet of Rodrigo Bentancur for a moment. Barella to take this throw in. Once of Manchester United at the start of his career. Uruguay enjoying a greater share of the possession so far in the match. No surprise there. But only by a few percentage points.
Yeah, I think I'll be pretty happy with the way the game's gone so far. Bit of a game of chess at the moment.
T.S. Vigna chasing, but safely seen behind by Saud Abdul Hamid. Well, he's got his hands on the World Cup on the very first day. It's a wonderful atmosphere in and around the stadium. Felt that for hours before the kick-off in the build-up here.
Yeah, it's been quite magical, hasn't it? I mean, you really started to feel the excitement leading up to this game. Inside, at the moment, they're just waiting for one of these teams to try, maybe take a little bit more risks in this game.
Given away by Vigna there. Here's Kano. Now Al-Barakan looking for Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat. Again, just a little bit loose with that pass as they ventured into the final third.
Yeah, it's let them down quite a bit on this first half so far, that final little pass.
Al-Juwair. Salem Al-Dawsari. He might have a pop from here, and Al-Dawsari sends it wide. First attempt on goal from Saudi Arabia, and it comes from their talismanic captain, who scored 3 goals in 6 previous World Cup appearances.
It's a mistake from Muslera. Muslera passes out, looks trying to play out wide on the right-hand side. And that's where Saudi Arabia really quick to pounce. And the effort is okay, it's a decent one. You expect a better one, at least on target, for a player of his quality.
It's that rare thing in top-level football these days. Salem Al-Dawsari, a one-club player, almost 500 appearances for Al Hilal.
Yeah, it's impressive, isn't it? Any one-day footballer played for only one club, that many appearances.
Caceres Dowd will get the free kick. He's got that mask on, having suffered a facial fracture in early May. Had some eye damage as well, but still named in the squad, and fortunately for him, able to play. But had only featured in one of the 6 internationals played since the end of qualifying. Here's Bentancur. Timely return to fitness for him during the spring, having missed 3 months or so with a hamstring injury during the most recent campaign. Ugarte. He's a much more integral part of his national side than he is his club side. Finally, the ref's going to blow here.
Yeah, I think Abdulhamid is very fortunate not to have given away the free kick in the first place. I think the referee was being a little bit lenient there. Well, the game flow a little bit more. In the end, there's no other option for the referee. Blow his whistle. Clear foul on Vinya.
It's the one win in the last 8 opening matches at the World Cup for Uruguay. And they strike first in this one here in Miami. Darwin Núñez made the run to the near post. It's met by Cano, who sent it away to the far side. Caceres trying to tee it up in the middle, and Salem Al-Dawsari brings it away. And Saudi Arabia will have a throw.
Yeah, in the end, it was a bit of a scramble, wasn't it, for Saudi Arabia? I mean, there were shouts for a penalty. Not quite sure how that is. These guys aren't, by looks of things, we'll see. Yeah, for me, that's good defending in the end.
Bentancur put under pressure. Here he is once more. Under pressure from Mohamed Abou Al-Chamat, and Muslera strained every sinew to try to stop that one from going behind for a corner.
Well, it all comes about because of the pressure Saudi Arabia putting on Uruguay. They're starting to play, like we said, a bit higher up. They want to put more pressure on the ball, try and win the ball further up the pitch, and by doing so, that can force the mistake. And Vinya then just gets that pass back to his keeper. Pretty bad.
I think he's also very much aware that Abou Al-Chamat's quick. Al-Jawaya with the corner. In towards Mohamed Cano, collected by Al-Dawsari. Moteb Al-Harbi getting up well alongside him.
It's a bit disappointing for Saudi Arabia there on that set play. Some big defenders up there. Dumbakti and Al-Amri. He's going to give himself a bit of space, run onto the ball. So they're just a little bit flat-footed as that ball gets whipped into the box.
Sebastian Caceres, and now Ugarte. who's often the deepest player out of all of the outfield players out there.
Yeah, he does like to drop into that backward line. Likes to start a lot of the play, which creates an extra man, obviously in the back. Allows one of your centre halves to spread out further wider. You're trying to draw in players. Again, then you lose that extra body in midfield, don't you?
Well, midway through the first half, and time for the hydration break. So, what have you made of it so far? Who do you feel will be the happier of the two head coaches?
I think Saudi Arabia will certainly be happier. Dennis there will be happy the way that his team has stuck to the plan. First 10 minutes or so, we're happy just to allow Uruguay to have the ball, sit back a little bit, feel their way into the game. And for Marcelo Bielsa, there's questions are, can they lift the intensity a little bit more? As Uruguay coming in a little bit later to Miami than one would expect, the conditions, it's hot, humid, how much is that playing a part in the way that Uruguay want to play under Bielsa? And I think it has played a big part. They've had to slow run down, slow it down, and doing so, it's going to get a little bit better.
Looking to get Darwin Nunez into the game a little bit more, and Valverde as well.
Valverde, absolutely. Darwin Nunez hardly been involved. He's called his name a few times, but other than that, he's had so few touches, and that's not his fault. That's not down to him. It's just the lack of service and the slowness in their build-up. Sometimes too slow.
Well, it's an iconic venue, this one, the Miami Stadium. The Dolphins in the NFL. Hosting 6 Super Bowls over the years, a couple of World Series, and the final in 2024. Rather looks like chances might be at a premium in this one.
We saw in this game a handful of half chances. This is one of them. A decent enough strike on goal. And now Oasis just got everything behind it. Didn't want to take any risks so early in the game.
But certainly well struck there by Maxi Araujo. Plays as a left back for his club side, but very much used as a left winger for the national team. It's a much more advanced role, a very different role for him. He's with Sporting in Portugal and has had a really successful time there so far. Yorgos Donis, you mentioned a little bit earlier in the game that he's only been in the job for a couple of months, but it's not as if he's just come in from another country. He was managing in the Saudi Pro League with Al Khalij at the time, and he's been in the Saudi Pro League for the last 5 years. So the good thing from their point of view is, and his, he knows these players.
Yeah, I was listening to one of his interviews and he's talked about that, the fact that he knew all the players very, very well. But again, he said also it's very different as well when you're coming up against them as an opponent. You know their strengths and weaknesses.
He's used to trying to stop them.
Well, that's right. So how do they fit in with his system? How does he instill his system, get the players on board really, really quickly to fully understand it, be able to implement it? And that's where management, really good management comes into it. Finding that middle ground, being flexible, almost a hybrid way that you want to play it so your players feel more confident with it.
This is one venue where you would say, I think, that the hydration break during each half is a most welcome couple of minutes for both sets of players. Luigi Collina, former World Cup referee, after the match officials here at this tournament, and all of the officials are based in the city of Miami for the duration of the tournament, and as a nod to Miami, that is why the referee is wearing the flamingo shirt tonight. Otherwise, gets this underway once more. Albrakan is underneath it. Araujo into Piñas, but he asked a little too much there of Varela.
I think Saudi Arabia have a really good opportunity here to they put a bit more pressure on Uruguay. Uruguay not quite on it at the moment. For Saudi Arabia, they're sort of growing in confidence as the half has worn on.
Plenty to do. Albrecht backing him up. Free kick for Uruguay. Challenge on Sebastian Cáceres. But Saudi Arabia's attacking play is at least giving Uruguay something to think about during this first half.
It is, and I think that was always going to be a possibility. Saudi Arabia have got some really good attacking sort of options, and just need to have them in the game a little bit more. Been a little bit, that final pass is missing a little bit. Some really good one-touch football.
And Harvey there, backtracking rapidly under pressure from Nunez. It's been a real mixed bag of a first season in Saudi Arabia for Darwin Nunez. He made the move from Liverpool last summer. Started as the number 9, and then at the midway point of the season, in the winter window, Karim Benzema signed, which rather complicated things from his point of view. You can only have a certain number of foreign players in the team. And he wasn't registered for the second half of the season in the league.
Well,
So he has played a lot.
He'll be rested, they'll be fresh for this World Cup, and that's part of the issue with so many players. The question mark is how much football they're playing, and coming into this tournament, how fresh can they be? And certainly for Darwin Nunez, he's got to be in prime condition for this World Cup.
It's Bentancur sending it forward. Great play here from Varela, and Hassan Tambati not really clearing his lines. Maxi Araujo at the far post. Here's a chance, Alois with the save. And it came at Ugarte too quickly for him to get on top of it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant save from the goalkeeper. Alois there reacted very, very well. Gets both hands behind it. Big moment for Uruguay. The one moment that sped up the play, and that caused Saudi Arabia all sorts of problems. The ball gets lofted into the far post. Really going to head it back across the face. There's the diving header. So close, and a very good save from Alois. On the move, difficult sometimes to shift that body weight. He does it really well.
Well, we're half an hour into this match in Miami, and there's nothing in it at all, not just in terms of the scoreline, but arguably really in terms of much of the play as well.
Yeah, there isn't. I mean, that's the best part. That's the best sort of passage of play we've seen so far. And it's the one moment where they've lifted the tempo really well. And that's what caused the issue for Saudi Arabia. The ball in the box, bit of area of dominance, a little bit of a melee, but in the end, good save from the goalkeeper to prevent Uruguay going 1-0 up.
It's Fede Valverde getting things moving now. Valverde chasing. And the referee awarding Saudi Arabia the free kick against Uruguay's captain.
So there's a foul on Monteb Al-Habib. She's that chance of getting the header back across the face of the goal. Araujo. It's a decent header on goal. Viñas just too close to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper's reaction is very good though.
Lightning quick reaction there from Mohamed Al-Wais. Seen more World Cup heroics from him, just as we did 4 years ago in Qatar against Argentina in that famous 2-1 victory in their opening match. Manuel Ugarte. Valverde was the only one who played more minutes in qualifying than Ugarte. Ugarte is such a key figure for them. One of the first names on the team sheet. Cáceres. Quite a comeback from Muslera to be in goal for Uruguay once more. He went to the last World Cup. It was his 4th World Cup in Qatar, but he wasn't the first choice there. And Sergio Rochet has been the first choice both in Qatar and ever since until now.
I think if you ask him, probably up until March, he thought there was no chance of him being here at the World Cup, let alone starting the opening game for Uruguay.
What a career he's had, Muslera. Did just enough to keep that away from Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat.
Yeah, the ball didn't quite fall for him, did it? Chested it down, he was just waiting. Seemed like an age for that ball to drop down. Just does enough to keep control of it.
That was a chase for Vigna to keep it in. Araujo. Maxi Araujo once more, had that shot early in the match straight at the goalkeeper. Guillermo Varela having to come across to the near side. This is Valverde. Little exchange with Ugarte. Al-Harbi with the header away. Here's Al-Dawsari. Good feet from him. Neat and tidy, but Darwin Nunez able to get it back. Uruguay looking to up the pace here. Vigna's delivery, Alois is there. The referee's going to blow. Free kick, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, Alois does really well because he's under pressure. He knows he's going to take a knock. And if he takes that knock, the referee, more often than not, is going to give him that free kick. As he comes out, it's a really good punch. You can see there, Darwin Nunez runs into him.
Got a little rattle in the ribs there from Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, often big strikers like that bit of contact. They like to let the goalkeeper know a little bit. Every time you come out, I'm going to be there. Going to give you a little bit of a nudge. See how you can deal with it.
Musab Al-Jawaya. Look at the space in front of him there. Salem Al-Dawsari is just ahead of him. Feras Al-Brikan in the middle. Here's Abu Al-Shamat. Abdul Hamid. That was easy for Bentancur to tidy up. The pass not quite so good from Matthias Vigna. Here's Mohamed Kano. Pressure on Al-Dawsari. Moteb Al-Harbi collects. He's away from Ugarte. He's away from Valverde. And Saudi Arabia have got a free kick here.
That's a great one, isn't it? Really, really well. Turn of pace. That's what we were talking about earlier on. Uruguay had a bit of turn of pace. That's where their first chance really came about. And on this occasion, Moteb Al-Harbi there showed some really good trickery, really good pace. And in the end, took a foul to stop him. That's a bit of a dangerous position for Uruguay.
He was really motoring there, Moteb Al-Harbi. What have they got up their sleeve here? Chance to test Muslera if they can work something. It's a fair old distance.
It is, but I think it's one of those distances where you can get up over.
Musab Al-Jawaya sending it in, and Muslera under pressure there, colliding with his own defender, Sebastian Cáceres.
Yeah, good goal kicking. Needed to come out. There was a danger. Very dangerous ball. Difficult to defend against because I think the height was perfect. Muslera came out, commanded it very early. You can see his defender knew exactly that he was coming out. Cáceres, he knew he needed to let that go.
There's a bit of pressure from Saudi Arabia. With 8 minutes to go in the first half, Musab Al-Jawaya sends it over. Great save, Muslera. Sensational save to deny Abdullah Al-Amri. Saudi Arabia's first shot on target almost breaks the deadlock.
That's a brilliant save. Muslera, you can see they're slightly moving to his right. Just sticks out that big left hand. That's a huge save for him.
It's a fantastic save. Might need to be on his toes here again as Al Dawsari sends it to the far side. And the header back down just out of reach for Al Brikan. Best little spell for Saudi Arabia of this opening half.
Yeah, really good play there from Saudi Arabia. Constant pressure. Balls into the box. They've got the big plays. They've got the height to cause problems. It's a really good strike. It's a fantastic save. Muslera reacts really well.
Easy header for Bentancur. That was rather rushed and hurried from Abdullah Al-Khaibari. A little bit of anxiety in the stands among those of Uruguayan persuasion, and Yorgos Donis will be greatly encouraged by what he's seen in the latter stages of this first half.
It's a really top-class save there. You can see just on that replay, Fernando Muslera there was just slightly late in seeing the ball. His reaction is excellent.
So it remains goalless. Both goalkeepers made a decent save in this first half. That won the best of them. Al Brikan has done well here. Into Salem Al Dawsari, who's got it back. Couldn't find Al Brikan. Caceres initially was the player who got a toe on it. Al Brikan tries to win it back. Mariani, the referee, doing a good job of keeping this play going. Saad Abdul Hamid into Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat, who will get the corner.
Yeah, good play. This is a really good phase of play for Saudi Arabia. They feel there's a bit of a momentum shift, an opportunity to possibly just put a little bit more pressure on Uruguay and maybe get that breakthrough.
Roberto Baggio among those watching on. What a player he was.
Yep, absolute superstar for Italy and a legend of the game.
Al Jawad with this corner kick for Saudi Arabia. Best spell of the game so far for them. Muslera's there, but he couldn't keep that one out. Abdullah Al-Amri for Saudi Arabia. Denied a minute or two ago, but he wasn't denied this time.
That's a very, very good header and goal. The initial header caused all sorts of problems. Muslera could only carry the ball initially. It was hit with such ferociousness. And the follow-up, Al-Amri was very quick to react. Muslera there's an awkward bounce in front of him, tries to react. Saudi Arabia have found themselves in front. They've deserved it. They've been the better side in the last 10 minutes or so, created the better chances.
Well, he pops up with a goal here or there for his club side. Always a threat from set plays. But that's the biggest moment of his career. Without a doubt, what a start to this World Cup for Saudi Arabia, who have the lead against two-time winners Uruguay. It's their 20th World Cup match over the years, and it's only the 4th time they've scored first.
That's been a great start for them, really. They've really come into this game. As the game has gone on, they've grown in confidence. Uruguay have struggled to really lift the tempo. They've just dropped deeper and deeper, and Saudi Arabia's just grown.
Al-Khaibari, Al Dawsari, looking to put the pressure on once more, and players flooding forward here. Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat. Well, it was a nice idea. You could see what he was trying to do, trying to bring Al Dawsari into the game inside the penalty area.
Yeah, you can see with Saudi Arabia as well, the tempo's lifted. There's that extra spring in their step often.
Well, Bielsa there has got plenty on his plate here.
He has got a lot to try and sort out before his team at the break to make sure you try and get back in this game. If not, at the very least, keep it at 1-0.
Now, what response from Uruguay. Stung, having conceded the early goal here. 2.5 minutes plus added time before the interval. Throw in Saudi Arabia. Uruguay with work to do. They've lost the last 5 times in the World Cup and they've conceded the opening goal in a match, and they could be under pressure again here. Cano popping up on the right wing of all places. It's not where we normally find him, but tidied up impeccably by Manuel Ugarte.
Yeah, he used his body really well, Ugarte.
With a header on, Abdullah Al-Amri with the challenge, and it is going to be the first yellow card going by referee Maurizio Mariani. Actually, there were 2 challenges in that passage of play. There was one near the halfway line as well, before the ball had reached Al-Amri. That was the first one.
Yeah, could have quite possibly been a knee in the back. I'm not quite sure.
Abdul Hamid with the first challenge and Al-Amri with the second one.
Well, the second one was a definite free kick. You can see there the knee was very, very high. Al-Amri, obviously it's not intentional, but he does catch him. Therefore, the referee...
Centre stage at both ends of the field in the last 5 minutes.
He has been the man of the moment in that vital first goal, only goal of the game for Saudi Arabia.
Should have had 2 goals, very nearly did.
Yeah, he's been very, very dangerous in that 8-yard box for Saudi Arabia. I said it before, get the ball in the right areas. Some big players in their team can cause Uruguay all sorts of problems.
And Uruguay strike back before the break, and it comes from Maxi Araujo. Powerful header. Flying save from Alawais.
Yeah, good save from the goalkeeper. This time he elects to catch it. Does it very, very comfortably.
Abu Al-Shamat into Al-Jouer. One back well by Manuel Ugarte. Araujo. That's an excellent block by Al-Amri.
Yeah, you can see how Uruguay have definitely lifted the tempo. Now they've got to fight on their hands, got to get themselves back in this game as quickly as they possibly can.
As we go into added time at the end of the first half. Uruguay pressing for an equaliser. Araujo's delivery, queuing up on the 6-yard line. Fede Valverde. Firmly sent on its way by Hassan Tambakti. Playing a minimum of 4 additional minutes here at the end of this half. And here's Maxi Araujo with an opportunity. Denied again by Alawais, and the flag has gone up on the far side.
That's a brilliant save. Mohamed Alawais. I know it's offside, but he doesn't know it at the time. He makes himself really big. It is an excellent save. It is maybe possibly just on the offside there. Maxi Araujo. Alawais does so well.
He's been outstanding, hasn't he, Mohamed Alawais? There's the goal by Abdullah Al-Amri.
Yeah, it's Kanu's header firstly. That causes all sorts of problems there. Muslera there struggles to get hold of it. It's an awkward bounce in front of him. And it's a quick reaction.
Come on our hands here.
We do.
Real test for Uruguay. Set out to play attacking football. Struggled for goals in recent times. Would dearly love one here in the closing moments of this first half. But again, it doesn't reach Nunez, who hasn't had a goal-scoring opportunity worthy of the name, really, in this first half.
No, he hasn't. I mean, on that occasion, it did take, I think, a pretty big deflection. I think the idea was to try and find Darwin Nunez, and Mohamed always does really well to just readjust.
Abdul Hamid. Cano. Al-Khaibri available for the pass, but it's back at the goal scorer, Abdullah Al-Amri. And now the lively figure of Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat of Al-Qadisiyah. And we're looking for the run of Al-Burakan. Roughly a minute remaining before the half-time whistle.
I think Saudi Arabia will be happy with the tempo of the game, just slowing down a little bit. There was moments there where Uruguay just lifted it to a different level. That's where the flurry of half chances came about.
Oliveira. Caceres. Varela available on the far side, back into Manuel Ugarte. Patient from Uruguay, can they carve out one more opportunity before the half-time whistle? No, and that was excellent defensive play there from Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat.
Yeah, Abu Al-Shamat just got caught out a little bit. That ball in behind, second time that's happened, and it would have been ruled offside, I think. However, his recovery is very, very good. Actually, in fact, he is given as an offside.
Out of play off the boot of Mohamed Al-Owais, and there goes the half-time whistle. That will do it. At the end of an opening half that has seen Abdullah Al-Amri score for Saudi Arabia in the 41st minute of the game, having previously forced an excellent save from Fernando Muslera. Advantage Saudi Arabia in Miami at the intervals. Saudi Arabia 1, Uruguay 0.
Outfitnya harus kompak nih. Jangan biarkan masuk angin mengganggu momen kreasimu. Saatnya kompak, kolaborasi minyak angin cap kapak.
Get ready for the greatest event in history. In 2026, we will bring the world together. 3 countries, 16 cities, 48 teams, 104 games. All of us, united as individuals, united as billions. So you and all of you, bring your game to the beautiful game. We are FIFA. We are football. New song, Somos. We are 26. Saksikan siaran Piala Dunia hanya di TVRI. Nonton Piala Dunia gratis di TVRI.
Iya, Arab Saudi tampil begitu mengejutkan di babak yang pertama di mana mereka berhasil unggul 1-0 atas gol dari Al-Amri. Ini adalah pemain back dari Arab Saudi, begitu mengejutkan unggul atas Uruguay. Menurut Anda bagaimana?
Iya,
Bung Supri?
ini sebuah performa yang sangat baik ya di 45 menit babak pertama, bagaimana para pemain-pemain Saudi mencoba untuk mendelay,
Iya.
menunggu di middle area, kemudian dengan compact jarak antar lini mereka terjaga dengan sangat baik, membuat aliran bola, sirkulasi bola yang dilakukan oleh Uruguay pun sedikitnya temponya diperlambat. Akhirnya mereka melakukan kesalahan dan defense counter memang menjadi kunci sepertinya di 45 menit babak pertama.
Oke, dari Bung Adi bagaimana melihat di babak pertama tadi?
Ya, betul bahwa Uruguay menguasai penguasaan bola lebih bagus ya 58%. Tapi perlu diingat bahwa penguasaan bola mereka justru banyak dijaga sendiri. Ditambah lagi bahwa sekali lagi absennya Jimenez dan Araujo terbukti membawa pengaruh yang sangat signifikan di belakang.
Oke.
Dina yang notabene di fase starter beberapa kali membuat kesalahan yang sangat vital ya. Proses satu gol juga terjadi dari kesalahan dia dari situasi bola mati. Jadi saya melihat bahwa ini memang kelemahan yang paling krusial masih terjadi dari Uruguay, terutama di lini pertahanan ketika dua pilar yang harus absen di babak kali ini.
Oke, kita sambil melihat bagaimana highlight atau beberapa peluang yang terjadi di babak yang pertama. Memang kalau kita melihat Arab Saudi juga bermain cukup terbuka, cukup rileks.
Betul,
Iya.
mereka nyaman, mereka mencoba untuk bersabar ya, menunggu. Kemudian ketika ada momen untuk melakukan attacking, begitu efektif. Dan ini juga ada peluang
Iya.
yang sangat baik juga, sepertinya dilakukan oleh Vina ya, dengan
Iya.
sebuah tandukan. Tapi save yang begitu maksimal juga dilakukan oleh penjaga gawang dari Arab Saudi, penjaga gawang yang memang memiliki jam terbang yang luar biasa juga.
Ya.
Iya, betul sekali.
Dan sebenarnya ini penjaga yang kedua nih, lagi karena akumulasi ya.
Dan ini juga upaya para pemain-pemain Uruguay dengan melakukan early crossing. Tapi kembali lagi bahwa faktor pengalaman jam terbang itu memang menjadi faktor yang sangat vital ya. Apalagi posisi dia adalah posisi penjaga gawang yang bisa dikatakan orang terakhir.
Iya, dan ini kita lihat beberapa
Proses terjadinya gol pun juga bisa dikatakan dari sebuah set piece tadi ya.
Ya, betul sekali. Tadi kalau kita melihat secara statistik banyak sekali corner yang didapatkan dari Arab Saudi sendiri, Bung Supri ya.
Iya. Dan ketika mereka mencoba untuk compact dalam defense, mereka juga menunggu untuk memaksimalkan bola-bola set piece. Dan ini kita lihat bagaimana sebuah rebound mentality, kemudian Al-Amri muncul dengan tanpa pengawalan, kemudian dia mampu menciptakan satu gol yang begitu penting, gol yang begitu krusial.
Menarik kalau kita lihat prosesnya ya, bagaimana Al-Amri dan Tambakti selama main di open play, mereka tuh disiplin. Jarang sekali naik sampai dengan lapangan tengah. Tapi begitu ada bola mati, mereka naik.
Iya. Oke, artinya di babak yang pertama tadi Arab Saudi berhasil memanfaatkan kesempatan melalui set piece tadi mencoba beberapa kali, dan ini kita sambil melihat statistik di babak yang pertama di mana secara possession mungkin lebih diungguli oleh Uruguay, tapi secara shots on target tetap sama, namun tentu peluangnya jauh lebih bagus di Arab Saudi.
Iya, saya pikir Arab mencoba untuk memaksimalkan efektivitas.
Iya.
Satu momen dia maksimalkan dengan baik, dan sepertinya bola-bola set piece memang menjadi andalan karena ada kelonggaran dari sisi koordinasi dari pertahanan dari Uruguay.
Ya, menarik buat Arab ya. Sampai dengan menit 30 mereka tuh hanya membuat satu on target.
Betul.
Tapi setelah menit 30 langsung bisa membuat 4 on target.
Iya.
Jadi ini menjadi salah satu teknik yang menurut saya sangat gitu ya. Lebih banyak menunggu, tapi begitu menguasai lapangan tengah langsung menekan dan terbukti membuat hasil yang signifikan.
Iya, memang gol datang dari pemain back yaitu Al-Amri. Namun bagaimana Anda melihat para pemain di lini depan dari Arab Saudi sendiri, mungkin seperti pemain Al-Dawsari yang tentunya kita tunggu-tunggu mungkin tadi.
Al-Dawsari bisa bermain sesuai dengan role-nya ya. Dia bermain di sisi kiri, kemudian beberapa kali harus bermain dekat ke tengah. Itu saya melihat Al-Berikan tidak begitu maksimal. Dia awalnya selalu diandalkan. Dan yang justru menarik lagi adalah bagaimana Al-Jawari yang memang dibutuhkan sedikit di depan. Tapi di laga kali ini dia lebih banyak bermain di tengah. Sehingga ketika mendapatkan serangan balik yang sangat cepat, bisa dimaksimalkan terlepas dari kurang begitu bagusnya Al-Berikan juga kali ini.
Oke, bagi Arab Saudi sendiri menurut Anda apakah ini bisa dibilang babak pertama yang cukup baik sejak Qatar 2022 menurut Anda?
Iya, ini sebuah pilihan yang memang sangat baik, sangat cair saya pikir ya. Karena bermain dengan gaya intensitas dan kecepatan yang tinggi, tentunya kan mereka harus menunggu dengan sabar. Selain menunggu dengan sabar, kedisiplinan taktikal dalam situasi defense itu kan penting. Apalagi jarak antar lini sejauh ini memang sangat baik ya. Mereka sabar, kemudian fleksibel juga. Kapan mereka menempatkan struktur organisasinya di middle atau sesekali mencoba untuk melakukan high pressure, itu pun tidak terlalu sering mereka lakukan.
Oke, menarik sekali. Dan tentunya kita tahu Uruguay tertinggal di babak yang pertama dengan skor 1-0. Lalu seperti apa perubahan yang akan dilakukan oleh sang pelatih Marcelo Bielsa? Kita akan membahasnya pesan-pesan berikut ini. Tetaplah bersama kami.
Traveling, outfitnya harus kompak nih. Jangan biarkan masuk angin mengganggu momen kreasimu. Saatnya kompak, kolaborasi minyak angin cap kapak.
Saksikan siaran Piala Dunia hanya di TVRI.
Gak ada. Ada. Kemarin dapat makan cumi-cumi lagi. Ini nggak enak gimana? Kemarin ikan embung. Nila ada, mau diapain ikan Nila?
Iya, The Green Falcons tampil mengejutkan di babak yang pertama. Mereka unggul 1-0 atas gol tunggal dari Al-Amri, pemain back dari Arab Saudi dengan skor 1-0. Lalu perubahan apa yang perlu dilakukan oleh Uruguay yang tertinggal saat ini, Bung Hanif?
Ya, saya melihat timnas di depan tidak begitu maksimal ya. Tapi juga harus ada perubahan di sana karena biasanya ketika mereka harus memiliki ofensif masih ada beberapa nama kayak ada Kolas Jagus, kemudian Balistri yang memang memiliki naluri penyerang lebih bagus. Dan mereka juga bisa difungsikan, dua nama ini bisa difungsikan sebagai pemain yang tidak hanya lihai dalam memberikan peluang atau membuang peluang, tapi mereka juga sesekali bisa menjadi pemain yang menjadi pemecah kebuntuan.
Bung Supri, dari Arab Saudi sendiri mungkin bagaimana kira-kira perubahan yang akan dilakukan atau mungkin permainan yang akan ditampilkan oleh Arab Saudi di babak yang kedua nanti?
Ya, kalau untuk rotasi saya pikir masih harus tetap menunggu ya. Apalagi sejauh ini kan kinerja di starting 11 di 45 menit pertama kan sangat efektif, sangat baik. Tinggal memperbaiki kinerja di sepertiga pertahanan lawan. Artinya butuh pemain-pemain yang kreatif dan berani untuk melakukan penetrasi atau kombinasi play 1 atau 2 sentuhan.
Iya, Arab Saudi kembali tampil mengejutkan ya. Seperti kalau kita melihat di laga pembuka Arab Saudi ketika menghadapi Argentina, mereka berhasil membungkam Argentina dengan skor 2-1 yang menjadi pertanyaan apakah ini akan kembali terulang jika mungkin memang Uruguay tidak melakukan perubahan nanti di babak kedua.
Ya, artinya sekarang mereka unggul untuk sementara dengan 1-0.
Iya.
Artinya ada kepercayaan diri yang mereka harus jaga, kemudian meningkatkan intensitas serangan mereka dengan memaksimalkan dua flank mungkin ketika memang ada momen untuk melakukan counter, atau mungkin nanti akan memainkan pemain-pemain baru seperti Salah ataupun Khalid di menit usia di 70-an ataupun di 80 menit.
Dan begitu pun menurut saya juga harus ada perubahan signifikan ya, karena terlalu monoton ya. Ketika bola sudah depan tengah selalu diarahkan pada Nunes atau Dinas.
Sudah kebaca ya.
Sudah kebaca betul. Dan saya pikir harus ada pemain yang bisa mengubah kebuntuan itu. Bisa saja Dinas ditarik keluar, dimasukkan gelandang yang betul-betul lebih menyerang. Karena Palestri kalau lihat dari capnya dia lebih banyak. Barangkali ini sengaja nih. Nunggu dulu ketika butuh situasi yang terbuka, Palestri atau Niklas Dagus dia nanti akan dimasuk.
Dan apalagi Valverde juga sepertinya memang masih belum sesuai dengan kinerjanya di lini tengah. Karena untuk di 45 menit pertama kan jelas Uruguay butuh kreator di lapangan.
Iya, oke. Sepertinya kick-off di babak yang kedua akan segera dimulai. Kita akan menanti seperti apa perlawanan yang akan dilakukan oleh Uruguay. Oleh Uruguay yang tertinggal atau justru mungkin Arab Saudi akan kembali membungkam di laga pembuka Piala Dunia 2026. Langsung saja pemirsa, ini dia pertandingan antara Arab Saudi versus Uruguay. Dari sini kami ucapkan selamat menyaksikan.
Welcome back to the Miami Stadium as we get ready for the start of the second half. Agustin Canobio and Juan Manuel Sanabria are coming on. Marcelo Bielsa is making a couple of changes here at half-time as he tries to change the course of this match in Uruguay's favour. His team are out a little early for the start of the second half. The players from Saudi Arabia just waiting in the tunnel, as you can see. Uruguay with work to do. They haven't scored 2 second-half World Cup goals since 2010 against South Africa. This is the 17th World Cup match they've played since then. So they need to do something they haven't managed for quite a while at the finals of the FIFA World Cup. Here come Saudi Arabia. Abdullah Al-Amri leading the players onto the field. He's the player who scored the goal. Darwin Nunez and Matias Vinha, the two players going off. So not the opening match to a World Cup that Darwin Nunez would have been hoping for.
No, not at all. It's surprising there to see him come off. I mean, I know he wasn't really involved in the game, but also a lot of that was the lack of service.
So Canobio on. He plays for Fluminense and was at the Club World Cup last year, including playing in the semi-final against Chelsea. There's the goal scorer. Saudi Arabia winning at half-time for the first time at the World Cup since a game in 1994 against Belgium. That was also when the finals were staged in the United States. So ready to go with the second half. It's Uruguay who get us underway. Muslera, who sends it the way of Sebastian Cáceres. Double change by Bielsa then as he just reshuffles things tactically at the start of this second period. This is Canobio, one of the two substitutes coming on, plays on the right-hand side. He's slotted in there straight away. And it comes from Varela. The diving header brings the save from Alois. Just out of reach from Maxi Araujo on the rebound. Here now is Valverde. Almost the perfect start to the second half for Uruguay.
There's a really good ball into the box and a really great reaction save. Alois.
Here's Valverde with the stumble, and it's cleared away by Hassan Tambakti. So Uruguay a whisker away from equalising just 48 seconds after the restart.
Yeah, it's that constant pressure right from the off. Uruguay mean business. They want to try and get themselves back in this game as quickly as possible.
Sebastian Cáceres. Here's Agustin Canobio whipping it in again. Guillermo Varela. Flag has gone up offside, but no chances taken there by Abdullah Al-Amli, whipping in front of his goalkeeper.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those in this second half already. With a last-ditch defending. See this chance, really good header on the near post area. Flicks it in. Mohamed Al-Owais reacts really well. Down to his right-hand side. Gets a little bit fortunate with the rebound. Does very, very well.
Comfortably won the header there, Rodrigo Bentancur. Pass was a little bit short by Al-Khaibari. Header from Al-Amri, well won by the tall, rangy figure of Mohamed Kano, Salem Al-Dawsari. Cáceres concedes the throw. Well, whirlwind start to the second half from Uruguay.
It's been a great start, hasn't it? And it's really started with some real intent, trying to get themselves back in this game. The tempo of the game is remarkably quicker than it was in that first half.
He'll be sent out onto the field with a flea in their ear by their manager, Marcelo Bielsa. Moteb Al-Harbi with the throw. Easily away. Tambakti going to ground, won't get the free kick. It will be a throw for Saudi Arabia. Al-Harbi is the man to take it. 14th cap for him tonight into Salem Al-Dawsari. Bentancur. Araujo lets it run. Sanabria, the other one of the substitutes, brought on. Rodrigo Bentancur. Much more purposeful look about Uruguay at the start of this second half. Canobio. Varela. Is Matias Oliveira. Norbio whipping that one in, and Abdullah Al-Khaibari conceding the corner.
Norbio's added some real pace and energy down this right-hand side. Everything's come down this side so far in the second half. Got a lot more energy.
Federico Viñas looking to try and get on the end of this one. It's just wide of the post. Viñas wants a corner, and he's not about to get it from the officials.
Yeah, heavily involved Viñas, isn't he, in this early parts of this second half. Really quick on the end of that one, just very close once again. Two headers he's had in very quick succession. Well, he's right, should have been a corner.
Keluar saja.
dominating possession in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. Uruguay still trailing to that goal from Abdullah Al-Amri 4 minutes before half-time. Here's Bentancur. Matthias Grossrum there, the FIFA secretary, watching on. Certainly a hot ticket in Miami, this one. The opening match of 7 to be played here in this stadium. We don't see many miscues like that from Bentancur, but it's won back by Ugarte. And Uruguay piling forward again and clearing up inside the penalty area. Viñas continues his extremely lively start to the second half.
Yeah, he's been a real threat, hasn't he? Just slightly strays in the offside position. But Al-Tambakti puts a bit of pressure on him as well, even though the referee's given him for offside, which it was. Al-Tambakti didn't know that. He's defended really well.
Interesting choice from Uruguay to only arrive last night, isn't it, really, into Miami?
Yeah, I wonder how much that's played in that opening 45 minutes sort of start to the game. Just seemed a little bit leggy, a little bit lethargic.
It was quite a long day for them yesterday. The flight was delayed.
Also the conditions, I think the conditions are very, very different here than probably where they were before. And it is very hot, humid.
Pressure here for Saudi Arabia to try and deal with, and it's Valverde, Guillermo Varela. It'll be another corner. The block made by Al-Habi. It's one-way traffic at the moment here, Mark.
Try and preserve this lead. Uruguay will look to try and make the most of it.
Araujo with a little touch out wide. Sanabria, Araujo. Tidied up by Saad Abdul Hamid. Just evading Al Juwaya. Hoping for better fortunes this time than in Qatar 4 years ago when they failed to get out of the group. Fourth in the World Cup as recently as 2010, and Canobio trying to get on the end of that. Varela. Almost constant pressure here for Saudi Arabia to deal with in the early stages of this second period. Rodrigo Bentancur. Originally met by the head of Al-Habi. Tough spell this for Donis's team.
Yeah, they've got to dig deep, don't they? This is always going to be moments in the game. Uruguay, certainly the team with the more pressure on them, the more quality, higher ranking. I know they're going to be under pressure for large parts of the second half. It's about digging deep, staying compact, absorbing the pressure as much as they can, and then when given the opportunity, try and hit them on the counter.
Sent forward there by Juan Manuel Sanabria. Sebastian Cáceres. Here's Varela, two-time winner in the Copa Libertadores with Flamengo. Bit short there through Ugarte. Untimely slip from Al-Harbi. He just catches Canobio. And Uruguay will have the ball anyway. Canobio's fine, but still complaining about the challenge.
Yeah, you can see the boot marks down his thigh. Was a bit of a heavy challenge.
Well, he has got the attention of referee Maurizio Mariani from Italy. Here's the challenge. Al-Harbi with an untimely slip, and as he flicks the ball away there, the high boot catching his opponent.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. There was no intent there. Unfortunately, Nobio was the one that comes off worse for wear.
Farah Salbrekan sending the ball back to Muslera. Now Suarez can't be terribly comfortable playing with that mask on the face, protecting a fracture in these sort of conditions.
Definitely takes a bit of time to get used to. Peripheral vision, feels like it's this presence on your face. I'm sure he's had it on there for a couple of weeks now, so he's certainly got used to it.
Varela. This is Ugarte. Uruguay, of course, for so long at major tournaments have relied on the goal-scoring prowess of Luis Suarez. Those days are finally gone. Wasn't picked in the squad by Marcelo Bielsa. Saudi Arabia just trying to ride out this period of pressure. This is Farah Salbrekan. Al-Khaibari just nudged off the ball, but Uruguay with a throw.
I think so far they've dealt with it. I mean, yeah, they've had some chances, Uruguay, and they've dealt with it defensively. Saudi Arabia, Mohamed Al-Hawais has dealt with it as well.
Ronaldo watching on. Iconic figure in the history of the FIFA World Cup.
Yeah, right up there with one of the biggest legends of the game.
A few good ones in tonight. Saw Roberto Baggio during the first half. Carlos Valderrama is sitting about 5 feet from us as the header goes wide of the goal from Canobio. Carlos Valderrama, of course, a Colombian star of the 1990s, and in case you remember him and you're wondering, does he still have that hair? Yes, he does. It's a slightly different colour these days, but he's still instantly recognisable and clearly much loved by the people of Colombia. They were mobbing him before the game. Al-Harbi being harassed. Canobio has been tenacious and busy in the short period he's been on the pitch. He's added a little something, a bit more bite and purpose and intent about Uruguay's play.
Yeah, what he's done really well is that obviously energy was there right from the off, but he's also not been afraid to take on the defender. I didn't see that a lot in the first half. The wide players tended to kind of not really go at the Saudi defence.
What a ball that was from Fede Valverde. Cano into Al-Khaibari, just turns into trouble. Here's Guillermo Varela. Almost constant pressure. If it carries on like this, it's going to be a very long second half for Saudi Arabia. Ugarte! Off the post and away.
Well, big chance, wasn't it, from Ugarte? Really well struck. It looked like he was going to sail into that bottom left-hand corner. Really nice passage of play once again from Uruguay, putting pressure on the ball. really trying to dominate this game. Saudi Arabia just dropping deeper and deeper. Ugarte from what, 25 yards out? A vicious strike. Mohamed Al-Owais, I'm not sure whether he had it covered or not, but certainly the post helped him. Oh, there's a touch. It's actually a very, very good save from the goalkeeper.
Oh, it would have been only his second international goal. And what a moment it nearly was for the Manchester United midfielder. Mohamed Al-Owais down.
That was a brilliant save. You can see it on that replay. He's got a fingertip save on that ball. Otherwise, that's in the bottom corner. Absolutely brilliant save.
I wonder what the issue is here for Al-Owais.
See this opportunity again. There's that slight coming together in the box.
Yeah, Abdullah Al-Khaibari, the defender involved in that. Well struck.
He's found the shoe.
Well, it's certainly just broken up some of the momentum that Uruguay were building.
Yeah, I mean, I think one could question whether or not it was an opportunity for Saudi Arabia just to take that little bit of breather and take the sting out of the game a little bit.
Yeah, Yorgos Donis, the Greek national coach of the Saudi team, is taking the opportunity to pass on a few thoughts. He's getting ready to make a change. Nasser Al-Dawsari is getting ready to come on shortly. Wait to see who he's about to replace, whether it's Abdullah Al-Khaibari. Here's that shot once again. That's how close Uruguay were to an equalising goal.
Yeah, very, very close. Stand by what I saw before. Mohamed Al-Owais gets the fingertip save onto the post. It's turned out to be an absolutely world-class save.
He might need to make one or two more between now and the final whistle if Saudi Arabia are to win this match. You sense. So change for Saudi Arabia with Musab Al-Jawair being replaced here by Nasser Al-Dawsari. Nasser Al-Dawsari, a defensive-minded midfield player with nearly 250 appearances for Al Hilal, so plenty of experience there. He's not far off the 50-cap mark for Saudi Arabia too. So they're just trying to shore things up a little bit, aren't they, here?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's taking a sort of a Nasser Al-Owais has taken a sort of more of a defensive midfield role. We're going to try and close those gaps. Ugarte has been a big threat. It's at the moment on Valverde, trying to make sure he doesn't get the run of them and in behind. That's what he likes, to make those runs over the shoulders.
Nasser Al-Dawsari is just going to sit in there alongside Abdullah Al-Khaibari. Very much a rearguard action here in the second period for Saudi Arabia. Canobio. Here's Ugarte. Enjoy this time, and it's fallen at the feet of Al-Brikan, and Bentancur was on him swiftly. Any hint of danger very rapidly snuffed out there. Barella. There's 32% possession in the game for Saudi Arabia now, and that figure is going down. It's dropping with every passing minute.
Yeah, expect it to get less and less as this game goes on. They will just sit to try to absorb as much as they can.
Header away by Hassan Tambakti. Opportunity for Saud Abdul Hamid to get it away. But they just can't clear their lines. Every time they get the ball, out of their own penalty area. It's coming straight back towards them here. Maxi Araujo losing out to Mohamed Kano. Referee saying get up and get on with it. Kano, I think, was expecting a free kick there. Araujo challenged by Mohamed Abou Al Shamat, whose reaction to that decision from the referee almost got him a yellow card. Just thought the referee was going to give him a telling off for that.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit unfortunate for that to be given as a free kick. I don't think there's a real lot in it. That's why he's got that such frustration. I mean, the referee let quite a bit go in that sort of phase of play. And the one he kind of decided to blow his whistle on was maybe the one that was the least of a challenge.
25 minutes to go. Fair to say that Saudi Arabia are hanging on to the lead that they have, courtesy of the goal from Abdullah Al-Amri in the 41st minute.
They're very, very deep right now on a massive line across the 6-yard box. A lot of spare players into the box for Uruguay to exploit them.
Whipped into that near post by Valverde, saved by Alois again. He's had such a good game so far, Saudi Arabia's goalkeeper.
He has. That was a very dangerous ball. Difficult one to judge for a goalkeeper. He was under a lot of heavy challenge there. Alois does once again very, very well. The Saudi Arabia keeps his side with their necks in front.
Well, here was the latest passage of play deep inside Saudi Arabia's penalty area.
Yeah, it's so difficult for the goalkeeper to deal with because he's got so many players in front of him, his own defenders. The slightest of flicks can actually outdo the goalkeeper.
Saudi Arabia now just over 20 touches of the ball inside Uruguay's half in the whole of the second half up to now. Tambakti. Bentancur so strong. Up against Nasser Al-Dalsari. Uruguay's free kick. Saudi Arabia actually haven't had a shot on goal since they scored in the first half. Uruguay have had 10 attempts on goal since then.
Yeah, I think it's what we expected. We expected Uruguay really to come out in the second half. They had to try and put on a proper fight. First 45 minutes, be bitterly disappointed with the way in which they sort of approached that first half. Got themselves behind, and the second half they've been far, far better.
It's Valverde. That's a dangerous looking delivery. Just needed a touch.
Federico Viñas is making a really good run. The ball's just possibly a little bit too pacey for him. But again, once again, such a difficult ball to deal with. That right head height delivery to that 6-yard box. The slightest of flicks causes all sorts of problems.
But despite all that, Saudi Arabia reached the second half hydration break, still in the lead. That slender one-goal lead afforded them by the goal in the first half from Abdullah Al-Amri. 14 attempts on goal from Uruguay in this game, 5 from Saudi Arabia. And in the second half, it has been one-way traffic.
It has been, and it's saying we expected it. Expected second half for Saudi Arabia. It was going to be a real tough challenge. You know, what sort of approach were they going to take? They had to be more of a defensive-minded, get bodies behind the ball, trying to absorb as much pressure as they could, protect the lead at all costs, and then hope they get a chance to counter-attack Uruguay when they get a bit more desperate. As this game goes on longer, the more desperate Uruguay become to get back in this game. The gaps for Saudi Arabia could open up if they've got the energy to get forward. A couple of chances in that first half. Delivery in the box was good. A couple of really decent headers on goal, or just past the goal in the end from Viñas. He's had a couple of really big opportunities and good efforts in his second 45 minutes.
The changes made at half-time by Bielsa certainly seem to have helped the way that they play, and here's the closest they've come to scoring.
Yeah, it's a really good strike, isn't it? Really well struck. And Mohamed Alois gets a slice of touches on it, flicks it onto the post. There it is there. That's a great save. Really is a fantastic save from the goalkeeper.
Well, presumably Bielsa is saying, just keep on going, more of the same, please. I wonder what Yorgos Donis is saying to his team. He certainly looks like a man with a plan down there. He's got the tactics poured out.
Well, he's still got his players in the huddle as long as he possibly can. Bielsa's already sent his players out. They know what they need to do. They know they have to keep this momentum going, keep pushing, keep creating chances. They believe that a chance will come, a goal will come, and then maybe a second.
Well, we've spoken a lot about the attacking play from Uruguay since the half-time interval, but Saudi Arabia have certainly dug in there well defensively. A very well-structured, disciplined performance at the back from them. Here comes another change now with Nicolas de la Cruz coming on to replace Manuel Ugarte. So de la Cruz, a central midfield player from Flamengo in Brazil, scored 3 goals and had 3 assists in the qualifiers for the World Cup. It's going to come on and see if he can make the difference this time. Another attack-minded substitution from Marcelo Bielsa. Just one win in their last 8 opening matches at the World Cup finals. Uruguay, they were one of the winners over Egypt in 2018. Behind again so far tonight. Plenty of time, though, to do something about it. Bentancur, Barella, Canobio. Here's Valverde looking to be a difference maker for his side. Another Uruguay corner. Increasingly an urgency about the play as well from the South Americans. Valverde's delivery. Ferraz Albarracán was back before the ball could reach Canobio.
Yeah, it looked almost like a tired attempt to clear that and almost ended up in his own net.
Yeah, there was some inside the stadium thought that it was in the net. Valverde sent it in again. What a delivery that was.
Brilliant defending.
That's de la Cruz, the substitute. Uruguay are camped in Saudi Arabia's half of the field.
It's going to be a constant barrage. The way that Saudi Arabia has approached the second half, and certainly that's a lot been affected by Uruguay. There's that opportunity, almost an own goal. Would have been some finish. Very, very close.
It's the first of 2 group matches in a row in this stadium for Uruguay. They'll be here in Miami for the next few days because the second match is against Cabo Verde on the 21st. Uruguay's players getting a little bit frustrated here. Ferraz Albarracán, the player down. Let's have a look once more.
Yeah, you can see that. That's a bit nasty. It's not intentional, but it's clearly...
It looked painful.
It did look painful. See the studs on the back of the Achilles area, accidentally, of course.
Well, he didn't miss a game in the Saudi Pro League this season, Ferraz Albarracán, but he came off the bench slightly more than he started. He's up against a few good players there to try and get a starting spot with his club side. The likes of Ivan Toney and Riyad Mahrez and Galeno.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia's got to find a way to try and keep possession higher up the park. Turn Uruguay around a little bit, because trying to absorb that sort of pressure backs to the wall for the remainder of the game is going to be a real tough order. They've done it for most of this half. They're always going to allow the opposition some chances.
Bilal Al-Khaibari back into Cano. It's relieved to have the ball at the other end of the field for a few moments, give their defenders a break for maybe only 30 seconds or so, because here's Rodrigo Bentancur. Beautifully done, away from Mohamed Kano, into Nicolas de la Cruz. Foul by Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat. Tonight's attendance announced as 62,764. Guillermo Varela into Agustin Canobio. Canobio whipping it in. Headed away by Abdul Hamid. Uruguay dominating the possession figures there, almost 60% of the play. But again, despite their potential attacking quality, so far at least, finding goals hard to come by. Net by Nasser Al-Dawsari, picking out Mohamed Kano. It's going to be a long chase for Salem Al-Dawsari. Very much second favourite there, up against Sebastian Cáceres.
Yeah, it's the right idea. That's what Saudi Arabia are going to have more options as the game goes on. That pass has got to be a little bit better. That can cause some damage. If they can keep their noses in front as the game goes on, it will stretch.
Valverde, almost an inch perfect pass away to the far side to Juan Manuel Sanabria. Just wondering whether Federico Viñas is whether he was caught or whether he's suffering with a touch of cramp.
Yeah, looked a bit like cramps. I mean, he really has put in a shift in this game. And certainly second half, he's been full of energy at the heart of most of Uruguay's opportunities there. There we go.
Yeah, that's Viñas.
Problem is, once those cramps start, very difficult to hold them off.
Well, he was the one to rival Darwin Núñez for the spot to lead the attack, wasn't he, Viñas? And really got his opportunity here with Núñez being hauled off at the break by Bielsa.
Oh, I think he's been very, very lively in the second half. He's put himself right about, had some really good chances. Difficult areas, but he's made them into good chances.
Got 12 minutes to go plus added time, but it probably feels like a long time ahead for Saudi Arabia.
It will be. It definitely will feel. I mean, players looking up at that scoreboard, thinking about how much time there is to play still. We've just got to stay focused.
Agustin Canobio looking to open it up. Varela's got Bentancur nearby. It's a little bit too long. Viñas able to keep it in. All hands on deck for Saudi Arabia. That was a nice touch from Al-Brikan. Al-Dawsari losing out to the determined figure of Bentancur. Canobio. De la Cruz. Pressure's building.
It's been some great defending, hasn't there, from Saudi Arabia. Bodies thrown on the line. But an opportunity just there to break on Uruguay. Just that pass. Al-Dawsari just held on it for a bit too long. Chose the wrong option. Otherwise, Saudi Arabia could have hit Uruguay on the break.
Brian Rodriguez is waiting to come on for Uruguay at the next available opportunity. In it comes. Viñas, saved by Alois. It's in. It's 1-1. The level. Maxi Araujo. At last, all the pressure pays. It's up at 1-1 with just 10 minutes to go.
It's a huge goal for Uruguay. They've been knocking on the door pretty much this whole second half. Saudi Arabia finally let slip. And Uruguay have fought their way back into this game. You have to say they deserved it. consistent pressure, continuous pressure. We'll have to see whether or not. Yeah, it's a great again, once again from Nunez. This time the goalkeeper gets behind it. He's able to clear the danger, and it's the follow-up that catches them out.
Well, what a time to score your first international goal in nearly 2 years. In 23 months, what a time, what a date, what a place to score it. 1-1, all to play for here in Miami in this opening group fixture between Saudi Arabia and Uruguay.
They have to say they deserved it. Uruguay, the constant pressure. Saudi Arabia will be very disappointed in the way in which they conceded. Mohamed Al-Awais has been excellent all day. I think you can say that it's probably not his finest moments. The first save wasn't a great save, and the second one he's tried to guess the cross across the face of the goal.
Well, that was his last touch of the ball. Maxi Araujo off the field. Brian Rodriguez on for what remains of the game. Fresh legs, momentum, very much going the way of Uruguay now. It's going to be a tough closing 10 minutes or so for Saudi Arabia here. Varela, Uruguay's players can sense there are 3 points in the offing for them.
It's very, very difficult to get yourself back up again after you're holding to a lead for such a long period of time.
Sanabria fires it in and will no doubt be more than happy to settle for a corner. There's Maxi Araujo, the goal scorer. Well, Araujo scored their first goal at the 2024 Copa America, the last big tournament. And he's done the same here as De La Cruz sends it over. And it's over the top from Sebastian Cáceres.
Yeah, now it's a massive job for Saudi Arabia just to try and stay in this game. They've fought so hard and so well all game. And they don't want to let it slip so late into it.
Yeah, the way this game's panning out, if you offered Saudi Arabia a point now, they'd take it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they would.
They had a good share of the game, actually, or a decent share of the game in the first half. In the second half, it's almost entirely been in their half. And here come Uruguay again. Not far wide, close to number 2. And it was Brian Rodriguez almost making an instant impact, having just come off the bench.
Yeah, it was a really good strike, just can't get the direction right. Would have definitely troubled Mohamed Al-Awais in goal. A lot of power in that strike. You can certainly feel the momentum shift now. The stadium's come to life. The Uruguayan fans now are really trying to get behind their team.
Now Pushal is on for Saudi Arabia for what remains of the game as well. Yet another defender on for Saudi Arabia. Mohamed Abu Al-Shamat, the player who has gone off. Ushal, a teammate of Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr. Out of the boot of Canobia, and Saudi Arabia with a throw. They'll take as much time as they can, although of course these days you do need to get on with it. The referee will be paying close attention. Yorgos Donis.
Case of
knows how important it is if they can get a point here.
Definitely, absolutely huge point could be for Saudi Arabia if they're able to see this game out. Still quite a bit of time to be played.
20 attempts on goal for Uruguay in the match, 5 for Saudi Arabia. It's been 5 for quite a while for them. 7-3 on target. Here come Uruguay again. They've had 15 attempts on goal in this second half. Could be another one coming up here. Al-Awais gets it away. Play on, says the referee. Varela has it. Agustin Canobio. This is a really stern test of the Saudi defence. Cleared away by Abdullah Al-Amri. Collected by Nawaf Bouchal, the substitute. And it's a Saudi Arabia throw.
Yeah, any bit of relief from the constant bombardment from Uruguay will be much appreciated by Saudi Arabia players right now. To try and make sure they hold on to this point at the very least. If not, try and even go and get a second.
Nasser Al-Dawsari, Mohamed Kano, away to the far side. Bouchal into Salem Al-Dawsari. Here's Al-Brikan, support arriving. Al-Habi. He'll go for the return. Mohamed Al-Habi sends it across. Just got away from Salem Al-Dawsari. Abdullah Al-Khaibari makes the challenge. No foul, says the referee. And the shot whistling just past the post from Saud Abdul Hamid. And suddenly, having been on the back foot throughout the second half, Saudi Arabia spring to life.
Oh, they're not giving up, are they? They're not afraid to get numbers forward. And Abdul Hamid really, really close. I mean, I would have expected Muslera to make that save. Was too close or too much in line with the goalkeeper. And they're showing Saudi Arabia they're not sitting back. They're not happy just to pick up a point. They want to try and see if they can still get back in front.
And that effort, by the way, that was the first shot on goal from Saudi Arabia since they scored in the 41st minute of the game. And now we're back into that familiar pattern of blue shirts attacking and predominantly green ones defending. Corner. Flag up on the near side. One or two players just stretching the legs out a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a very, very warm evening, like we've been saying all night, and for the players they've really worked hard. They've had to really knuckle down, try and firstly Saudi Arabia stay in the game, big compact, continuously chase. And for Uruguay, it's about trying to get themselves back in this game and ultimately try and find that winner.
Bentancur. Here's Muslera, who's largely been a spectator in the second half. Made a really good save in the first. Matias Oliveira. Caceres. 2 more minutes plus added time. Surely there'll be a chance or two for someone between now and the final whistle. Bentancur. And it comes, and Viñas was waiting, and Al-Amri made sure it didn't reach him. Hassan Tambakti on the ground.
There have been many moments in this game where Saudi Arabia, last-ditch defending, have really thrown their bodies on the line.
One last throw of the dice coming up shortly from Bielsa. Rodrigo Aguirre waiting to come on, and Viñas was there again, trying to get on the end of that, didn't reach it. Here's Valverde, Nicolas de la Cruz. Uruguay looking for the big finish to complete the comeback. Alois. Al-Brikan will keep hold of it. It's a Saudi Arabia throw. Opportunity for Uruguay to make this change now. Aguirre is going to come on to replace Federico Viñas. Well, we did mention he's put a shift in tonight.
He has. I'm surprised he's lasted this long. See, maybe about 10 minutes ago he was stretching his calves because of the cramps that were coming on. And he's had a very, very good second half.
tidied up nicely there by Juan Manuel Sanabria. As we go into added time at the end of the game, playing a minimum of 7 additional minutes. Still time for a winning goal to be found in this match. Remember, the other game in this group finished goalless. Point apiece for Spain and Cabo Verde. Salim Al-Dawsri unable to find Albrican. The Uruguay can counter. Blue shirts piling forward here now. De La Cruz, saved by Alois. Back out to Valverde. Uruguay will try again. Aguirre with the header down. Saudi Arabia survive
once again. Last-ditch defending. This time, well, once again for Mohamed Al-Owais. Very, very good goalkeeping.
Here comes Varela once more. It's another dangerous-looking delivery. No chances taken there, with Rodriguez loitering on the far side. And Abdul Hamid concedes the corner.
That's just a constant barrage, isn't it? Saudi Arabia really just trying to hang on.
Substitutions coming. Alaa Al-Hajji is coming on. Ali Lajami is going to come on. And so is Abdullah Al-Hamdan. Al-Hamdan's actually a striker. Saud Abdul Hamid makes way. Rotib Al-Harbi. And Feras Al-Burikan. Abdullah Al-Hamdan will be the player going up front. Uruguay's pressure continues. What a save! Unbelievable stop by Alois. Uruguay can't believe it. Valverde, their captain, can't believe it. But Alois is able to keep it out.
It's absolutely superb from Alois. So good a save. He sees it very late between the legs of his defender. Full stretch to his left and a really strong arm. Brilliant save.
More pressure. Goal kick. Ali Lajami, by the way, will add to the defensive numbers. They're all back inside their own penalty area anyway, aren't they, most of the time? There's something very admirable, though, about the way that Saudi Arabia withstood this second-half barrage from Uruguay. But that was outstanding.
Yeah, it was a brilliant save. I mean, it's one of the many saves he's made this afternoon, this evening. He's been exceptional for Saudi Arabia in goal. Yes, you could question on the equaliser. He's certainly earned his place. He's been absolutely brilliant.
Nasser Al-Dawsri, Al-Hamdan sending it forward. Played by Bentancur. He's a real calming influence in the centre of midfield for Uruguay. They're just looking for a moment of magic. That was an excellent ball from Rodriguez. Super defensive work from Al-Amri.
Yeah, they're going to have to do more of that defending as the minutes still go by. 3 minutes or so at least to go, and they've got to hang on. They've got to try and make sure they can hold on to this point at the very least.
3 more minutes, roughly. Are we going to have last gasp drama in Miami? Or will these two have to settle for a point that Saudi Arabia will be happier with than their opponents, given the way this second half has panned out? Guillermo Varela. Valverde. Drilling it in. Canobio. De La Cruz. Valverde. Corner.
Yeah, good effort again. Valverde this time. Good defending though. They just defended really well, Saudi Arabia. They've had numbers in the box, bodies on the line.
Relentless, I think, is the word.
Absolutely relentless. No doubt about that.
Rodriguez, the man to take it. Time just starting to run a little short. Everybody back here for Saudi Arabia. Al Hamdan was in the way of that, challenging with Barella. Barella staying down. The referee says play on. Advantage for Uruguay. He's done a good job of trying to keep this game flowing as much as possible. Referee Mariani from Italy. Uruguay going to be denied a winning goal here that their attacking play in this second half has craved. Will the defensive stubbornness of Saudi Arabia earn them a point, having earlier taken the lead? Bentancur. Whipped in, Alois scoops it behind.
Maybe a little bit unorthodox, however, just keep it out at all costs. Another corner for Uruguay.
Uruguay trying to mix it up here a little bit. Valverde away to the far side, chewing up 12 yards out. De La Cruz. Vitally important interception by Al-Amri.
Al-Amri, massive interception there, because otherwise they were just lining up behind him. Could have easily been a simple tap in.
And here come Uruguay again. Roughly 30 seconds to go. If they're to win the game, they need to come up with something good, and they need to do it now. Here it comes. Is there going to be one more golden chance for them? Well, it's cleared by Mohamed Kano. Little look at the watch from the Italian referee. Drama to the last in Miami. Can't take your eyes off this one. It's been all Uruguay in the second half. It still is to the very last second of the match. And Saudi Arabia haven't quite got their point yet. Maybe one last attack for Uruguay. Canobio. Here's Cáceres. Headed away by Al-Amri. De La Cruz. Block is made again, this time by Ali Lajami.
Wow, they are digging deep, Saudi Arabia. They are defending at all costs. They have to hang on as much as they can. And Uruguay, they're just desperate to get that winner.
And still we play on. We've almost had 8 minutes of added time. Players not sure whether that's the final whistle. It is now. And Saudi Arabia with an extremely hard-fought draw, and Federico Valverde and Uruguay denied, despite an outstanding second-half performance in which they really came out firing and pushed Saudi Arabia all the way. Abdullah Al-Amri had put Saudi Arabia ahead before half-time. Maxi Araujo equalising in the 80th minute. But despite corner after corner, shot after shot, they couldn't find that winning goal. Alois was outstanding in goal for Saudi Arabia. It's finished. Saudi Arabia 1, Uruguay 1.
Indonesia. Hari ini, hari pertandingan. Tahun ini, Piala Dunia bisa ditonton gratis di TVRI. Televisi milik semua rakyat Indonesia. Karena kegembiraan ini milik semua. Kita rayakan dengan nonton bersama. Momen indah yang penuh kehangatan. Itulah Piala Dunia tahun ini. Karena kegembiraan ini milik kita semua.
Lah, siaran TVRI kok nggak ketemu?
Aduh, bisa berabe ini makan.
Nggak mau ketinggalan siaran TVRI seperti ini? Yuk, scan ulang TV di rumah kamu. Caranya, pastikan TV kamu sudah mendukung siaran digital, biasanya terdapat menu DTV atau siaran digital. Jika menggunakan set-top box, hubungkan kabel HDMI atau RCA ke TV, jangan lupa aktifkan fitur LCN. Kemudian arahkan antena ke pemancar TVRI terdekat. Untuk hasil maksimal, gunakan antena luar rumah agar sinyal yang diterima lebih kuat. Kalau semua sudah siap, masuk ke menu pengaturan, pilih pencarian atau input saluran, lalu pilih scan otomatis. Tunggu proses pencarian hingga selesai, biasanya channel TVRI akan muncul secara otomatis. Kalau siaran TVRI masih belum muncul, jangan khawatir. Lakukan scan manual dengan cara pilih menu input saluran atau program, lalu pilih pindai manual. Kemudian masukkan frekuensi TVRI sesuai daerah kamu. Umumnya frekuensi TVRI berada di kisaran 500 sampai 650 MHz. Seperti di wilayah Jabodetabek, kamu dapat memasukkan frekuensi 650 MHz atau kanal 43 UHF. Untuk wilayah Sumatera, contohnya Sumatera Selatan, umumnya berada di frekuensi 538 MHz atau kanal 29 UHF. Untuk daerah lain bisa kamu cek di laman website atau media sosial TVRI stasiun daerah kamu. Setelah frekuensi kita masukkan, kemudian tekan cari atau pindai. Setelah selesai, barulah kita dapat menikmati siaran TVRI, mulai dari TVRI Nasional, TVRI World, TVRI Sport, dan TVRI stasiun penyiaran di daerah kamu tentunya.
Ya pemirsa, laga antara Arab Saudi menghadapi Uruguay baru saja usai, di mana Uruguay berhasil mengejar ketertinggalan dan menyamakan kedudukan dengan skor 1-1. Satu gol dari Maxi Araujo berhasil menjadi gol penyama kedudukan. Ini membuat Uruguay tampak tidak mau mengalah di laga pembuka mereka. Bu Supri, komentarnya?
Iya, menarik ya. Di babak kedua jelas ada peningkatan intensitas serangan. Uruguay begitu agresif,
Ya.
apalagi ada insting naluri dari coach Marcelo Bielsa memainkan Juan Sandria, kemudian Gus Canabio. Ini membuat tidak hanya ritme permainan yang berubah, tapi hasil pun juga terlihat sangat signifikan. Area untuk mereka memaksimalkan peluang mereka di sepertiga pertahanan dari Arab juga meningkat.
Iya, dari Bung Hanif bagaimana Anda melihatnya?
Ya, kuncinya masuknya Canubio dan De La Cruz ya.
Ya.
Itu dua nama ini membuat permainan ini kan luar biasa. Bahkan De La Cruz bukan hanya dia bermain melebar yang luar biasa mencetak beberapa peluang, tapi ketika dia sedikit ke tengah, dia sempat membuat satu peluang untuk melambai kiper Always, luar biasa berhasil mentahkan. Dan saya pikir Always apabila tidak tampil memikat bisa jadi kebobolan lebih banyak gol yang kedua tadi.
Iya, betul sekali. Total ada 5 pergantian pemain dari Uruguay dan 2 pergantian cepat dilakukan tadi di babak awal babak kedua, yaitu ada Sanabria dan juga Canobio. Saya rasa ini yang merupakan membuat Uruguay melakukan penyerangan jauh lebih bagus tadi babak kedua.
Betul. Babak pertama kalau kita melihat penguasaan bola Uruguay lebih banyak di daerah sendiri. Tapi begitu masuknya Canobio, De La Cruz, kemudian satu nama yang kita tahu mengubah di lini tengah, lihat bahwa mereka lebih berani menekan.
Betul.
Bahkan di sepertiga dari lawan mereka beberapa kali melakukan tekanan. Namun pada saat yang sama untungnya para pemain Arab Saudi juga lebih banyak turun sehingga beberapa kali berhasil mementahkan serangan. Dan ditambah lagi luar biasa penampilan Wais ya. Saya mencatat 3 kali penyelamatan di babak yang kedua, dan itu membuat Arab Saudi tidak kebobolan lagi, sehingga meskipun gagal menang ya karena intensitas yang luar biasa dari para pemain Uruguay.
Iya, ini kita sambil melihat beberapa peluang yang terjadi di babak yang kedua tadi cukup banyak, di mana dari Uruguay sendiri melakukan total 28 shots ya.
Betul. Awal dari 28 total shot itu kan dimulai dari kecepatan mereka dalam melakukan tackling. Kemudian mereka praktis mempergunakan lebar lapangan dengan memaksimalkan wing play mereka. Dan beberapa kali pun support dari second line pun juga timingnya juga sangat tepat ya. Dan ini adalah penyelamatan dan bola yang mengenai tiang gawang ya.
Iya betul, sayang sekali tadi ya, seharusnya itu salah satu awal peluang yang cukup bagus tadi dari
Artinya mereka
Uruguay.
mencoba untuk berubah, dan ini adalah gol yang saya pikir first class dari seorang Araujo.
Ya.
Kemampuan kaki kiri dan sudutnya pun sempit.
Betul.
Tapi bagaimana dia tanpa menguasai bola, tanpa mengontrol, mampu melakukan eksekusi dengan sangat istimewa.
Ya, saya mencatat sebelumnya Araujo paling tidak dia membuat 5 peluang loh dari sisi kiri, dan kali ini dia berhasil ketika sebagai eksekutor dalam posisi yang tepat pula gitu kan, kematangan dia, kemudian cara dia penempatan posisi dan cara dia untuk melepas dari penjagaan lawan itu yang cukup menarik menurut kedua.
Ya, artinya para pemain Arab pun ketika mencoba untuk melakukan garis pertahanan rendah dalam melakukan defense, mereka masih ada kelonggaran. Beberapa kali terlihat para pemain dari Uruguay pun juga mampu melakukan shooting, kemudian wing play mereka juga terlihat aktif sekali melakukan tusukan, melakukan penetrasi, dan diakhiri dengan sebuah crossing. Kita lihat bagaimana kemampuan dan kepercayaan diri para pemain-pemain dari Uruguay untuk bisa menyamakan kedudukan itu begitu sangat luar biasa.
Iya betul sekali, dan ini membuat semangat dari pesta bola dunia bagi Uruguay ini semakin membara ya, tentunya dari laga yang pertama ini, karena tentunya di laga selanjutnya mereka akan menghadapi Tanjung Verde yang baru saja berhasil menahan imbang Spanyol. Jadi memang tentu kejutan kita bisa mendapatkan ekspektasi nanti ketika menghadapi Uruguay ini, sampai kita melihat ada ini peluang terjadinya gol tadi ya yang dilakukan oleh Maxi Araujo. Namun tentunya di babak yang kedua tadi sebenarnya saya sedikit kaget melihat Arab Saudi mengapa ya mereka bermain cukup bertahan tadi di babak kedua.
Ya, saya pikir lebih pada kejuaraan Arab Saudi ya. Bagaimana seperti yang kita bahas tadi, deretan gelandang yang masuk itu lebih memiliki intensitas yang lebih tinggi dan kreatif. Tidak hanya fokus pada sisi flank, tapi pemain seperti De La Cruz, kemudian beberapa kali Kang juga lebih bermain ke dalam. Itu ternyata membuat intensitas lebih tinggi. De La Cruz 2 kali membuat peluang.
Iya, dan ini kita melihat bagaimana statistik di babak di secara keseluruhan, di mana tentunya dikuasai oleh Uruguay. Ternyata terdapat 29 total shots, di mana tadi kalau kita melihat di babak yang pertama hanya 5 shots, di akhir 29, lalu shots on targetnya juga 11. Begitu banyak peluang yang diciptakan di babak yang kedua dari Uruguay.
Iya, terlihat sekali tidak hanya ball possession yang mereka dominasi, tapi kita lihat bagaimana passing komplit aja intensitasnya juga bertambah. Jadi 565. Artinya ada pemain-pemain kreatif yang dimainkan di babak kedua, sehingga dampak impact-nya pun sangat signifikan. Walaupun mereka masih belum bisa melakukan comeback.
Ya, dan ini adalah ball possession ya, 58%. Ini hampir sama dengan babak pertama. Bedanya di babak pertama penguasaan bola lebih banyak di daerah sendiri.
Betul.
Tapi di babak kedua Uruguay bisa menguasai bola justru di daerah lawan.
Iya, Valverde juga berusaha melakukan beberapa percobaan tadi di babak pertama, di babak kedua, namun sayangnya belum ada konversi gol yang tercipta tadi dari Valverde sendiri, Bung.
Iya, situasi tertinggal kan membuat para pemain Uruguay otomatis mereka harus keluar menyerang. Dan saya pikir efektif gitu, walaupun memang mereka hanya bisa menyamakan kedudukan 1-1. Tapi ini menjadi start yang sangat positif ya. Apalagi lawan berikutnya kan tidak mudah. Ya kan? Mereka harus bertemu dengan Spanyol nantinya di pertandingan terakhir. Mereka sampai kehilangan poin. Ini akan menyulitkan posisi mereka untuk bisa lolos ke fase berikutnya.
Oke, Bung Hanif, kira-kira pelajaran terbesar apa mungkin yang bisa dibawa oleh kedua tim untuk menuju ke laga selanjutnya?
Ya, poin bagi saya lebih kepada Uruguay ya. Pertama, bagaimana pemain seperti hanya De La Cruz, kemudian dulu terbukti dua pemain ini membawa warna yang berbeda.
Betul.
Karena sebelumnya memang di antara dua nama ini selalu mendapatkan status sebagai starter ya. Dan ketika di cadangan masuk lagi ternyata bisa mengubah ritme permainan. Dan Arab saya melihat bahwa permainan mereka dengan disiplin yang tinggi, high pressing, ternyata mesti menjadi opsi yang paling rasional ketika menghadapi tim yang dari peringkat FIFA jauh di atas mereka.
Iya, ini kita sambil melihat perbandingan dari dua pemain, yaitu Abdullah Alamri dan juga Maxi Araujo. Ini dua-duanya adalah pencetak gol di pertandingan hari ini dengan masing-masing dua percobaan dan dua-duanya on target.
Iya, kedua pemain mampu menciptakan 1 gol, tapi yang membedakan adalah distance coverage ya. Karena Abdullah Alamri mampu memaksimalkan 9,3 kilo, artinya mobilitas dia sangat baik, mobilitas dia sangat luar biasa. Begitu juga dengan top speed. Nah, di sini Aruho unggul dengan 32,4.
Ya, ini menarik karena perbandingan yang beda posisi ya. Satu center back, satu wing. Ini yang center back jaraknya lebih jauh dibandingkan wing. Berarti mobilitas dia memang sangat luar biasa.
Iya, oke. Bagaimana kira-kira mungkin Anda melihat Arab Saudi perkembangannya dari laga pembuka di Pesta Bola Dunia yang sebelumnya dan juga yang saat ini?
Ya, saya pikir pertandingan pertama tidak mudah, tapi ada pendekatan taktikal yang berbeda. Babak pertama mereka mencoba untuk menunggu di middle area, kemudian dengan intensitas yang dimainkan para pemain Uruguay di babak kedua membuat mereka sedikit agak turun, low block dengan compact defense yang mereka jalankan. Tapi senjata mereka adalah sejauh ini kecepatan untuk melakukan counter attack.
Oke, kita melihat dulu ini bagaimana klasemen sementara yang terjadi dari grup H, di mana ini ada dua laga yang dimainkan hari ini dan dua-duanya mendapatkan hasil imbang, Bung Hanif.
Ya, saya pikir ini menjadi catatan yang serius ya, karena di laga berikutnya Arab Saudi akan bertemu dengan Spanyol, dan di atas kertas kita tahu peringkatnya juga lebih bagus dan berbeda karakter antara Uruguay dengan Spanyol. Dan jelas ini harus jeli dalam menemukan atau merakit strategi bagi pelatih, karena bagaimanapun Spanyol juga memiliki talenta yang luar biasa. Mereka memiliki gaya permainan yang berbeda dan mereka memiliki juga satu karakter yang saya pikir akan sangat berbeda dihadapi dengan Uruguay nanti.
Iya, mungkin laga pertama bisa dibilang agak sedikit nervous bagi kedua tim, namun tentunya kita akan menanti seperti apa laga Uruguay nanti ketika akan menghadapi Spanyol. Dan juga setelah ini pemirsa akan ada pertandingan seru yang bisa Anda saksikan di TVRI, di mana Iran akan menghadapi Selandia Baru pukul 7, dan juga selanjutnya akan ada Prancis yang akan menghadapi Senegal di hari esok dini hari Rabu 17 Juni. Kalau gitu pemirsa, ini dia sepertinya pertandingan hari ini usai sudah, di mana Arab Saudi menghadapi Uruguay berakhir dengan skor imbang 1-1. Dan juga terima kasih untuk Bung Hanif Fajuni dan juga terima kasih untuk Bung Supriyano Prima. Dan pemirsa, akhir kata saya Jasmine Fadilon mewakili segenap kru yang bertugas pamit undur diri. Selamat pagi dan salam bola gembira.
Saksikan piala dunia dengan gembira, layar menyala, semangat membara, satu dunia menyatu di sini. Kini kita nikmati piala dunia, bola gembira, dari kick-off sampai peluit akhir, sorak bergema, hati berseri. Semua suka bola, semua nonton bola, bola gembira, bersama satu. Go, 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 sorak-sorak, go, go, go. satu irama sepak bola bahasa dunia gembira tanpa jeda. Detak jantung seirama tepi, lampu stadion berkilau lagu pencipta kita teriak paling atas. Semua suka bola, semua nonton bola, semua gembira bersama-sama. Go, 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 sorak-sorak. Go, 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 riang gembira. Go, 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 sorak-sorak. Bola kita, dukung tim favoritmu, dukung pemain favoritmu. Kita saksikan Piala Dunia dengan gembira. Televisi Republik Indonesia. Go, 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 sorak-sorak. Go, 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 riang gembira. Go, 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 sorak-sorak. Bola kita punya. Go, saksikan Piala Dunia dengan gembira. Layar menyala, semangat membara, satu dunia menyatu di sini. Kini kita nikmati Piala Dunia, bola gembira. Dari kick-off sampai peluit akhir, sorak bergema, hati berseri. Semua suka bola, semua nonton bola, bola gembira bersama-sama. Ya, 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 ya. Sorak-sorak. Suka bola, semua nonton bola, semua gembira bersama-sama.
Saksikan siaran Piala Dunia hanya di TVRI.
Get ready. Champions of the world. For the greatest event in history. In 2026, we will bring the world together. 3 countries, 16 cities, 48 teams, 104 games. All of us, united as individuals, united as billions. So you and all of you, bring your game to the beautiful game. We are FIFA. We are football. New song, Somos. We are 26.
Bergizi gratis telah mendorong peningkatan konsumsi rumah tangga ini dan mendorong pertumbuhan di desa-desa, di kecamatan-kecamatan, di lapisan yang paling bawah dari ekonomi kita. Anak-anak kita adalah masa depan kita. Anak-anak kita tidak boleh ada yang lapar. Anak-anak kita tidak boleh ke sekolah dengan perut yang kosong. Ini tekad pemerintah yang saya pimpin. Masa depan Anda cerah, masa depan Indonesia cerah, dan ini semua kita di sini semua untuk bekerja menyiapkan masa depan anak-anak yang lebih baik.
Memang dari makanannya enak, anak juga makannya selalu habis. Kalau sebelum-sebelum itu kan makannya itu ya seadanya saja. Tapi dengan adanya ini makannya juga ada lauk-lauk tambahannya. Bersyukur sekali Pak karena dapat makanan gratis dari Bapak Presiden ini. Anak-anak saya juga memakan sampai habis Pak.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Pemirsa TVRI di seluruh Nusantara, jangan lewatkan untuk menyaksikan Piala Dunia FIFA World Cup 2026. Gratis hanya di layar TVRI Nasional dan TVRI Sport 11 Juni sampai dengan 19 Juli 2002. Nantikan keseruan pertandingan laga sepak bola terbesar dari 48 negara. Yuk saksikan euforia Piala Dunia bersama keluarga Anda. Salam bola gembira. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
masyarakat Desa Rambat menjadi bagian dari komunitas suku Cering pesisir. Etnis Melayu tua yang tersebar di wilayah pesisir dan pedalaman Kecamatan Simpang Teritip, Kabupaten Bangka Barat.
Asal-usul nama Jering ini kami ambil dari sebuah pohon yang buahnya bernama jengkol. Nah, di situ kami buat lalap. Hanya setiap hari pertemuan di pantai ini makan minum kami tetap membawa lalap buah tersebut. Nah, jadi masyarakat itu dulunya menamakan itu suku Jering gitu.
Sebagian besar warga suku Jering menggantungkan hidup dari hasil laut.
Bukit baik, labak biasa, labak ke. Nah, jemaah ambil.
Bagi mereka, melaut bukan sekedar pekerjaan, tapi bagian dari kehidupan sehari-hari. Untuk mendapatkan tangkapan ikan, masyarakat Desa Rambat tidak hanya melaut di sekitar pesisir. Mereka kerap mendatangi Pulau Karang yang menjadi salah satu lokasi penting bagi para nelayan. Jarak dari pesisir Desa Rambat hingga area daratan Pulau Karang ditempuh dalam 45 menit lama perjalanan. Di perairan sekitar pulau ini menjadi tempat menjanjikan untuk nelayan bagan menangkap ikan. Dan di pesisir pulaunya terdapat beragam hasil laut jenis kerang yang mudah didapat. Mereka berjalan perlahan di antara karang sambil mengamati dasar laut dengan teliti.
Memang dari dulu sampai sekarang yang sesadar saya itu memang dimanfaatkan untuk cari wak-wak dan siput. Karena kan siput ini identik dengan karang-karang. Seperti siput gonggong, capcuk, siput dare, dan siput mata dan lainnya. Itu memang ada di karang. Dan wak-wak pun di area pesisir yang pasir. Di sinilah salah satu tempatnya.
Selain kedimul, masyarakat juga mencari hasil laut lain yang dikenal dengan wak-wak. Jenis tangkapan ini biasanya ditemukan di dasar perairan dangkal, tersembunyi di dalam pasir atau di sela-sela karang. Untuk menemukannya, mereka harus jeli membaca permukaan laut. Proses pencariannya terlihat sederhana, namun membutuhkan ketelitian dan kesabaran tinggi. Bagi masyarakat Jering, mencari kedimul adalah bagian dari keseharian. Cara mereka berinteraksi dengan laut dan memanfaatkan hasilnya tanpa merusaknya. Kecintaan pada laut yang akan terus hidup dari satu generasi ke generasi berikutnya.
Asaklah petani, barulah balik. Hasil dak tahu ngapalah. Kami tetap bersyukur dan dak singgah berdoa dengan anugerah yang kami dapat.
Wah, keren banget ya kalau kita jalan-jalan ke pantai, ke pegunungan. Tapi kalau tadi aku melihat itu di Babel itu ada nelayan tadi habis menangkap kayak cacing panjang-panjang seperti itu namanya cacing laut. Biasanya kita kalau orang Babel itu makannya dijemur dulu, habis itu digoreng rasanya seperti usus ayam Semi.
Waduh, pagi-pagi udah ngomongin makanan, jadi lapar.
Dan menyapa dulu pemirsa, apa kabar pemirsa? Senang sekali bisa menjumpai Anda di Jendela Negeri bersama saya Syara Trisya.
Dan juga Semi Bastian. Seperti biasa, setiap harinya kita akan memberikan informasi yang paling spesial untuk Anda dari jam 7 sampai dengan jam 8. Nah, karena tadi ada Piala Dunia, jadi kita hadir jam setengah 8 sampai dengan jam setengah 9.
Ya, karena kita sebagai official FIFA World Cup 2026 tentunya di sini banyak sekali pertandingan bola yang nggak boleh sampai ketinggalan ya. Baru saja kita menyaksikan pertandingan bola yang sangat seru banget ya. Tadi Uruguay sama UAE ya, United Arab Emirates, ya, seru sekali. Dan tentunya belum seru juga kalau belum bergabung bersama kami di Jendela Negeri. Nah, ngomong-ngomong nih sekarang udah musim liburan ya Semi. Bulan
hari ini juga libur ya kan?
Tapi kita tidak libur. Tapi kita senang sekali ya nanti akan memberikan clue kemana sih anaknya liburan, tetap yang dapat kemewahannya ada, terus vibes-nya dapat semua di tengah kantong yang mungkin sekarang ini yang lagi ngirit-ngiritnya ya.
Betul, in this economy kalau zaman sekarang bilang ya.
Jadi kata orang bilang nih, liburan menyenangkan emang harus kali yang menguras dompet. Jadi kalau kita lihat ini di tengah beragam pilihan destinasi wisata saat ini, kita bisa menemukan banyak tempat menarik dengan biaya terjangkau alias ekonomi Semi.
Betul, namun kita memberikan pengalaman yang berkesan dan juga terasa mewah.
Ya, jadi kalau kita lihat lagi setuju ya Semi ya. Mulai dari keindahan alam yang memanjakan mata, wisata budaya yang kaya makna, hingga berbagai fasilitas dan spot foto menarik yang judulnya Instagramable. Jadi semua dapat dinikmati tanpa harus mengeluarkan biaya besar. Penasaran emang iya?
Nah, itu pertanyaan kita semuanya nih. Lalu kira-kira bagaimana pemirsa cara menikmati wisata murah dengan pengalaman yang tetap berkualitas dan pastinya berkesan. Nah, pagi hari ini kita akan bahas tema kita di Jendela Negeri dengan tema wisata murah, pengalaman mewah bersama dengan narasumber seorang traveler. Pastinya sudah berkunjung gitu ya ke berbagai wilayah di Indonesia. Langsung saja kita akan kenalin nih sama pemirsa. Ada Kak Firstanova Setiani. Selamat pagi Kak Nova.
Selamat datang di Jendela Negeri Kak Nova. Jadi kita penasaran ini sama pengalaman yang ngebolang ya. Kalau kita lihat itu liburan itu harus banget ya ngumpulin. Wah, kayak begitu. Tapi kalau menurut Kak Nova sendiri gimana sih caranya dia supaya kita bisa mendapatkan liburan? Terus katanya di sini ada bilang kemewahan bahkan. Emang ada tipsnya gitu? Tips-tips deh mungkin bisa sharing ke pemirsa.
Yang pasti sih kita harus tetap nabung ya, tapi jangan fokus ke nabungnya, malah nanti jadinya nggak nikmatin hari-harinya gitu. Jadi tetap nabung, tetap ngelis, tetap juga cari nih tempat-tempat yang mana sih yang perlu didatengin, karena sebenarnya itu Indonesia tuh mewah banget ya. Jangan harus jauh-jauh keluar kota. Sebenarnya di Jakarta juga banyak banget museum-museum yang harus bisa kita kunjungin gitu. Jadi tipsnya tetap jalan, tetap nabung sambil cari list-list gitu.
Kata bukannya jalan nabung sambil cari list.
Sebenarnya ada media sosial ya, apalagi kita bisa langsung lihat kira-kira wisata mana yang harus dikunjungi. Tapi kalau kita flashback ke belakang, apa yang menjadi trigger Kanova akhirnya menjadi seorang traveler nih? Apakah emang dari dulu nih suka jalan-jalan atau ada case tertentu yang akhirnya kayaknya enak ya jalan-jalannya? Coba boleh diceritain nggak?
Boleh. Jadi sebenarnya dari kecil tuh kan aku tinggal di Medan. Mamaku memang sering banget traveling gitu. Jadi kayak dari kecil udah diajak. Biasanya di Medan tuh ke Danau Toba, Brastagi itu mewah banget ya di sana. Ternyata baru tahun ini tuh Medan lagi booming gitu. Aku lihat, wah aku dulu pernah di situ deh. Jadi kayaknya pengen deh ke sana lagi setelah dewasa gitu. Jadi memang dari kecil udah sering diajak traveling gitu sih. Jadi sampai besar kayak hobi aja. Yang paling seneng gitu saat kita ngelisnya gitu loh, kayak mau kemana ya hari ini. Terus aku suka kayak jam 7 sampai jam 8 jalan ke sini gitu. Nanti nyampe sana tepat waktu tuh kayak happy gitu. Jadi semuanya bisa didatengin destinasinya gitu.
ngambil tulis gitu ya. Tapi ada nggak sih Canova apa namanya? Kadang-kadang kan kalau misalnya kita ke suatu tempat gitu kan, udah di list ya, kita ini sudah ada. Terus saking asiknya di tempat, saking udahnya tempat, sampai listnya itu kayak berantakan gitu kan, jadi kayak fokus sama di tempat gitu.
Biasanya sih aku kasih waktu 1 hari gitu, misalkan 1 hari ini kita santai gitu, jadi nggak perlu ngunjungin tempat yang lain. Jadi kayak misalkan liburan 3 hari, 2 harinya tuh harus fokus sesuai itinerary, jadinya dapet semua, kenangannya banyak. 1 harinya balik kita bebas gitu biasanya.
Oh oke. Terus kalau misalkan kita melihat balik lagi ke tema nih pemirsa, masih penasaran nih. Kalau ala-alanya dari Canova sendiri, wisata murah, pengalaman mewah, apa yang menjadi memorable ke suatu tempat sehingga dirimu mengatakan bahwa bisa banget kok untuk bisa mendapatkan sesuatu yang istimewa gitu.
Jadi menurut aku mewah itu bukan dari nominalnya, dari harganya. Kemarin aku habis jalan-jalan ke Solo, kebetulan di sana tuh banyak banget kuliner murah. Itu menurut aku happy-nya aku bisa makan soto seharga 12.000 itu udah bikin perasaannya jadi lebih happy, itu lebih mewah sih menurut aku. Jadi nggak perlu mahal, yang penting kitanya happy, jadinya lebih mewah kelihatannya gitu. Betul.
Ke dalam diri sendiri.
Betul,
gitu
iya
ya.
kenangannya gitu.
Oke. Nah tapi kalau misalnya ngomongin tentang berwisata nih, tempat wisata mana yang paling berkesan sejauh ini dari Canova?
Itu tadi yang Solo. Iya, ternyata dia banyak banget tempat museum gitu, terus kuliner-kuliner yang murah itu banyak banget ternyata. Jadi harus cobain sih ke sana.
Nah tuh teman-teman, apalagi yang di luar Jawa Tengah ya, wajib jalan-jalan ke Solo.
Nah, dan tentunya masih penasaran kan mau ke tempat mana lagi yang deket-deket nih. Sementara kan kita anak-anak juga libur sekolah ya, yang kuliah juga banyak sekali yang diharapkan. Nah, kalau kata orang bilang, ada yang masih mengatakan bahwa liburan berkualitas selalu identik dengan biaya yang mahal. Itu bagaimana mematahkan kata-kata itu, tagline itu?
Sebenarnya Jakarta juga banyak sih yang harus dikunjungi, museum-museum gitu. Masih banyak. Ada Ancol juga, ada Monas. Tapi emang lebih banyak sih museumnya ya. Museum di Jakarta tuh perlu dikunjungin sih. Itu lebih banyak pengalaman ceritanya. Jadi kita juga tahu kisah-kisah masa lalu Jakarta gitu. Indonesia.
Jas merah, jangan pernah melupakan sejarah.
Baik, kita akan tanya lagi nih Canova, kira-kira ada rekomendasi wisata apa, tapi kita tahan dulu. Kita akan melihat nih beberapa informasi dari daerah-daerah dalam segmen
reportase berikut ini pemirsa. Ya, seperti apa yang sudah saya dijelaskan bahwa kita akan menuju ke daerah lainnya, kali ini menyasar ke Nusa Tenggara Timur. Jadi tren wisata murah namun tetap memberikan pengalaman berkesan itu tentunya semakin digemari wisatawan, terutama generasi Z dan generasi muda saat ini. Dan tentu di Nusa Tenggara Timur, kekayaan alam, budaya, kehidupan masyarakat lokal ini bisa dinilai menjadi keunggulan yang mampu memberikan pengalaman wisata berkelas tanpa harus didukung fasilitas mewah. Dan informasi lengkapnya kita akan mendengar langsung dari Diki Balon dari Nusa Tenggara Timur. Selamat pagi Diki.
Iya baik, selamat pagi Syera.
Ya, kita penasaran nih apa aja sih yang menjadi rekomen di sana, tempat wisata yang asik dan pastinya harganya juga mengirit ya, maksudnya ekonomis. Apa yang menjadi andalan di Nusa Tenggara Timur? Silakan dengan laporannya langsung Diki.
Baik, selamat pagi Syera, Semi dan juga Canova yang ada di studio TVRI. Nah kalau bicara soal rekomendasi tempat wisata di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur memang sangat banyak untuk bisa didatangi. Namun memang dengan berbagai pilihan yang ada juga masyarakat atau generasi muda khususnya di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur saat ini juga tengah memfokuskan destinasi wisata yang minim biaya namun berkesan akan pengalaman yang dinikmati saat ini. Nah kalau Syera bertanya soal apa saja rekomendasi? Nah, ini mungkin bisa saya sampaikan beberapa rekomendasi tempat wisata di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur yang mungkin minim biaya namun mendapatkan pengalaman yang sangat luar biasa. Di antaranya, pemirsa, ini pemerintah Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur saat ini tengah mempersiapkan salah satu destinasi wisata di Pulau Rote yang ini samanya dengan Nihi Sumba, namun sekarang juga sudah ada Nihi di Rote, di mana ini juga dipersiapkan agar dengan biaya yang murah masyarakat di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur bahkan masyarakat di mancanegara dapat menikmati keindahan alam Pulau Rote, keindahan bahari dan juga keindahan lainnya budaya yang ada di Pulau Rote. Nah, fenomena ini tentunya juga sangat digandrungi oleh generasi muda saat ini sehingga memang generasi muda lebih memilih untuk berliburan atau berwisata di tempat yang sangat indah pengalamannya namun dengan minim biaya yang dikeluarkan. Nah, akademisi pariwisata SMK Negeri 1 Kupang, Revaldi Soai, mengatakan bahwa memang tren ini merupakan tren yang sudah dinantikan begitu atau tren yang sudah muncul beberapa tahun terakhir di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur bahkan di Indonesia karena memang generasi muda saat ini lebih memilih untuk mendapatkan pengalaman yang sangat luar biasa dari kekayaan alamnya, dari tradisi lokalnya, bahkan dari makanannya, namun memang dengan biaya yang tergolong cukup murah. Nah, saudara, untuk mengetahui bagaimana lengkapnya, mari kita simak bersama cuplikan wawancara kami dengan salah satu akademisi di Kota Kupang, Revaldi Soai, berikut ini.
Yang menjadi kemewahan dari sebuah perjalanan itu bukan hanya tentang fasilitasnya, tetapi pada pengalaman yang dirasakan oleh wisatawan. Nah, ini yang menjadi kunci. Kenapa? Karena desa wisata sebagai salah satu pilihan destinasi wisata itu bisa menghadirkan perjalanan dengan cerita yang memberikan kemewahan kepada wisatawan. Ya, konsep pariwisata aman, nyaman, dan murah kalau tidak dikelola secara baik, maka ini akan meningkatkan kunjungan wisatawan secara signifikan atau bahkan kita sebut berlebihan. Ya, dan segala sesuatu yang berlebihan itu tidak baik. Kenapa? Karena keberhasilan pariwisata bukan hanya tentang kuantitas atau jumlah kunjungan, tetapi juga kualitas atau apa yang dirasakan oleh wisatawan saat berkunjung ke suatu daerah.
Ya, Syera, Semi, dan juga saudara melihat fenomena yang ada saat ini juga pemerintah Kota Kupang, maksud kami pemerintah Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur juga tengah mempersiapkan regulasi dan langkah-langkah preventif agar destinasi wisata yang murah ini juga dapat menjadi daya tarik tersendiri bagi masyarakat lokal dan juga masyarakat mancanegara untuk datang berwisata ke Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur dan juga dapat menambah penghasilan bagi ekonomi masyarakat lokal yang ada di Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur dengan menyiapkan regulasi dan juga tata kelola SDM yang baik agar dapat mengelola destinasi wisata ini dengan baik. Kepala Dinas Pariwisata dan Ekonomi Kreatif Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur, Doris Alexander Rihi, mengatakan bahwa memang beberapa waktu terakhir ini pemerintah Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur tengah melakukan koordinasi dengan berbagai pihak terkait untuk memastikan sekiranya destinasi wisata ini dapat dikelola juga dapat dinikmati secara baik oleh seluruh masyarakat yang datang agar mereka dapat memiliki pengalaman yang berkesan untuk nanti balik lagi begitu ke Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur. Secara otomatis peningkatan pendapatan asli daerah dapat meningkat. Nah, saudara, untuk mengetahui bagaimana lengkapnya, mari kita simak bersama cuplikan wawancara kami dengan Kadis Parekraf Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur, Doris Alexander Rihi, berikut ini.
Keamanan, keselamatan khususnya tentu menjadi tanggung jawab kita bersama dan tanggung jawab berbagai pihak. Dinas Pariwisata bergerak sebagai koordinator. Setiap destinasi harus memberikan pelayanan yang baik, harus membina destinasinya, membina SDM-nya, dan membina semua pelaku usaha wisata yang ada supaya tidak membuat suatu tindakan yang merugikan citra NTT itu sendiri. Yaitu pelatihan kepada pelaku UMKM, desa wisata, baik pelatihan dalam keterampilan berbahasa Inggris maupun pelatihan bagaimana kita menghadirkan produk UMKM untuk dipajang untuk menjadi nilai jual.
Iya, Syera, Semi, dan juga saudara, seperti yang dapat Anda saksikan di layar kaca Anda, memang Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur sangat terkenal dengan keindahan wisatanya, baik wisata bahari, pegunungan, dan lain sebagainya. Untuk itu memang dengan semangat kolaborasi yang digaungkan oleh pemerintah Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur agar dengan sedikit biaya namun dapat menikmati pengalaman wisata yang sangat bermakna, ini juga menjadi salah satu fokus yang nantinya akan digagas dan saat ini tengah dipersiapkan oleh pemerintah Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur agar dapat dapat direalisasikan di akhir tahun ini. Untuk itu kami mengajak Syera, Semi dan juga Kanova mungkin yang ingin berwisata ke Provinsi Nusa Tenggara Timur. Kami di Nusa Tenggara Timur menunggu kehadiran dari teman-teman di Jakarta. Sementara demikian yang dapat kami laporkan dari Nusa Tenggara Timur, kita kembali ke Jakarta.
Wow, kita diajak sama Diki Balo. Baiklah, kita siap untuk diundang langsung ke Nusa Tenggara Timur untuk menikmati wisata pantai yang baru saja kita lihat bersama. Selamat kembali bertugas Diki Balo, selamat berlibur.
Luar biasa ya,
Iya.
kalau ngomongin Nusa
Tugas
Tenggara
sambil libur ya, Teh, ya.
Nggak akan ada habisnya untuk wisatanya. Kita kembali ke Kanova, ini ngomongnya tentang wisata murah, pengalaman mewah. Jadi di awal juga Kanova mention tentang kalau misalnya teman-teman di rumah pengen liburan, nabung dulu gitu kan. Karena banyak sekali nih masyarakat yang punya mindset menunda liburan karena alasan biaya gitu. Nah dari kacamata Kanova sendiri nih pagi hari ini, kira-kira berapa sih persentase ideal dari pendapatan yang kita dapatkan sehari-hari untuk bisa menikmati liburan ideal?
Menurut aku sih tergantung tujuannya kemana ya. Kalau misalkan indeks ekonomi ya, pesawat lagi naik, mungkin nabungnya bisa ya 6 bulan lah gitu ya. Jadi kayak dibagi-bagi aja mana yang wajib dibayar, mana nabung itu kan itu wajib. Ya, karena liburan juga wajib. Kalau kerja terus juga kayaknya gitu nggak menikmati.
Ya?
Iya, nggak menikmati liburan juga kitanya jadinya nggak happy gitu. Jadi kalau bisa sih itu tadi list lagi, cari lagi, scroll lagi mana sih tempat murah-murah yang bisa dikunjungin gitu. Kan nggak harus selalu mahal gitu kan. Yang penting kita cari budget yang misalkan bisa naik kereta atau bisa naik mobil pribadi atau bisa naik nantinya di sananya naik motor gitu. Biasanya lebih seru sih kalau naik motor tuh, jadi kayak bisa belok sini belok sana, kayak jelajahnya lebih banyak daripada naik mobil sih biasanya ya. Gitu sih kalau dari aku.
Oke, menyiapkan isi dompet itu paling penting. Kalau sekarang kan semuanya serba digital ya, jadi nggak perlu terlalu banyak menyiapkan secara uang fisik gitu.
Iya, betul.
Tapi balik lagi, sebenarnya bagaimana sih cara simpel untuk ngumpulin dananya? Kadang-kadang kan yang namanya kehidupan itu ada yang urgent, terus kadang-kadang ada yang latah gitu kan, karena temen beli kita nggak beli, rasanya nggak FOMO banget ya. Nah itu gimana supaya kitanya tetap fokus untuk nabung? Tipsnya apa sih? Karena kan perlu tadi kan ya nabung gitu ya.
Iya, kalau tips dari aku sih biasanya dibagi dulu yang mana yang penting, yang mana urgent, yang mana buat liburan. Dan terus aku biasanya scroll, terus aku save, jadi aku akan lihat itu terus, gue harus kesini nih gitu. Jadi makin semangat gitu buat nabungnya, dan jangan lupa dicatat juga ya, pengeluarannya buat apa gitu. Misalkan ke daerah sini harus ngumpulin berapa, itu sih paling. Dan yang paling penting sih ngeliat terus ya, gue harus kesini gitu.
Afirmasi.
Iya, jadinya pasti nanti ada aja gitu rezeki untuk segera berangkat gitu ya.
Tips juga untuk teman-teman di rumah yang pengen pergi kemana yang belum tersampaikan gitu kan, harus punya afirmasi positif. Kayaknya bulan ini saya harus kesini gitu.
Iya.
Nah, Kanova tadi kalau ngomongin tentang tabungan gitu kan, ada nggak sih kesalahan finansial yang sering mungkin teman-teman di rumah lakukan, yang punya planning misalnya Desember aku pengen ke Jepang atau aku pengen ke Bali gitu kan, tapi ternyata meleset. Nah karena kendala finansial sendiri, biasanya kesalahannya apa aja sih Kak?
Kalau aku lihat sih ya kayaknya FOMO ya. Misalkan ada tumbler baru harganya segini, langsung kepengen gitu. Kalau aku biasanya nunda dulu. Misalkan aku suka sesuatu, itu aku masukin dulu nih ke keranjang gitu kan. Itu biasa aku lihat kalau ke mall pun juga sama, kayak aku bisa 3 kali balik ke situ. Kalau misalkan kayak belum perlu nanti lagi gitu. Jadi aku bisa mengundurnya sih gitu. Menahan, iya. Betul.
Menahan hawa nafsu itu juga salah satunya tipsnya. Dan tentu kalau kita berbicara mengenai liburan sudah di depan mata, kalau Juni itu identik dengan wah semuanya nih harus jalan-jalan nih. Nah, destinasi domestik mana yang menurut dari Kanova ini yang menawarkan pengalaman luar biasa dengan biaya relatif terjangkau? Yang kita berada di Jakarta enaknya kemana ini supaya kita really mendapatkan sesuatu setelah kita jalan-jalan?
Kalau yang paling dekat dari Jakarta sih ada Pelabuhan Ratu ya. Itu juga pantainya bagus, wisatanya juga banyak di situ. Jadi kayaknya saran aku bisa ke Labu Ratu, atau enggak ya Jakarta juga banyak museum-museum gitu sih.
Tadi ya banyak yang tua.
Iya betul, ada kuliner, iya kuliner di Jakarta kan banyak banget.
Expo kan sekarang.
Ya,
Iya.
banyak sasaran yang mau kita coba nantinya.
Betul.
Oke, nah kalau ngomongin tentang tempat wisata kan yang kata orang nggak mau ke tempat ini karena mahal. Ada nggak sih rekomendasi tempat wisata yang ternyata gratis pas masuk dan itu rekomendasi banget?
Wisata gratis kuliner ya. Kalau nggak salah di Tangerang ada tuh yang pasar malam gitu, itu kan masuknya gratis, jajanannya juga banyak pilihan. Di situ ada, kalau PRJ harus bayar ya.
Nah, tiketnya 60.000.
Iya, itu juga lumayan lah ya.
Pasar
lama, iya benar, pasar lama Tangerang itu banyak banget kuliner, jadi bisa ke situ sih kalau buat kuliner.
Nah, ini buat teman-teman di rumah yang mungkin doyan banget icip-icip ya.
Ya betul. Desira juga kayak seneng makan ya. Tapi kalau namanya urusan makan tetap aja juga balik lagi ngumpulin modal juga. Kan kita mesti bayar ya. Artinya di sini kalau kita lihat lagi nih, jika waktunya kita ini, kita lihat ya banyak orang yang waktunya terbatas, hanya memiliki waktu akhir pekan, terus bagi terbatas. Jadi kadang-kadang ada nggak sih tempat yang bisa dikunjungi atau direkomendasi gitu dengan ya BPJS budget pas-pasan? Ya
Biasanya sih aku kalau
misalkan uangnya 100.000 gitu.
Oh 100.000 kayaknya bisa jajan ke pasar malam itu bisa dapet 5 jajanan kayaknya. Ada cimo, ada apa tuh namanya burger-burgeran gitu, ada yang kecil-kecil. Itu di situ banyak sih. Kalau misalkan 100.000 bisa mungkin dapat 5 menu makanan kalau di situ.
Atau mungkin ke museum juga ya?
Iya, ke museum
beberapa
juga.
yang gratis, kalau nggak salah itu semua gratis ya?
Beberapa sih ada yang bayar kayak 10.000 sih, 10.000 sampai 15.000 ada.
Karena anak muda zaman sekarang tuh kalau mendengar istilah museum kayaknya kayak kok museum gitu kan, padahal sekarang museum udah bagus-bagus.
Iya, museum bagus sih. Instagramnya juga kok buat di foto di situ kan banyak. Banyak.
Aku jadi penasaran juga nih sama Kanava. Kanava kan tadi di awal mengatakan bahwa aku tuh kalau sebelum ke sebuah tempat research dulu nih, lihat di media sosial, terus kemudian di Google gitu kan. Pernah nggak ada pengalaman yang udah lihat di media sosial, udah lihat di Google gitu kan, bagus, tapi pas datang ke sana zonk? Pernah?
Ada sih beberapa ya. Waktu itu pernah nyobain bakso viral gitu. Ternyata pas dicoba kurang gitu. Jadi kalau misalkan hotel juga, ini hotelnya lucu, instagramable gitu. Pas aku lihat di aplikasi pemesanan gitu, ternyata banyak banget komen-komen yang ini serem nih, horor gitu. Jadi emang kalau pergi-pergian sih aku lebih sering ngeceknya di aplikasi pemesanan, itu lebih jujur ya daripada di media sosial. Mungkin memang kan keindahan manusia lain tuh biasanya beda-beda gitu. Tapi memang tempatnya instagramable dan lucu, unik gitu. Tapi ternyata emang ada kisah-kisah yang kurang menyenangkannya gitu. Jadi lebih banyak scroll sih, sama kayak kita lagi belanja, masukin keranjang tuh kan biasanya harus lihat reviewnya dulu sih.
Penting banget ya untuk melihatin komennya ya. Kira ini yes or no, jangan sampai juga kita tergiur karena overclaim seperti itu. Kita tahan obrolan kita ya. Jadi untuk lebih lanjutnya lagi pemirsa, tentu kita akan kembali lagi setelah jeda berikut ini. Tetaplah bersama kami tentunya di Jeda Negeri.
Get ready for the greatest event in history. In 2026, we will bring the world together. 3 countries, 16 cities, 48 teams, 104 games. All of us, united as individuals, united as billions. So you and all of you, bring your game to the beautiful game. We are FIFA. We are football. New song, Somos. We are 26.
Anda dengan beragam informasi terbaik dan peristiwa yang terjadi silih berganti.
Hadirkan fakta terkini secara lengkap lewat laporan utama dan laporan langsung di setiap perkembangan secara akurat dan berimbang.
Untuk Anda, kami hadirkan pilihan terbaik setiap hari. Klik Indonesia Pagi pukul 6 waktu Indonesia Barat, klik Indonesia Siang pukul 12 waktu Indonesia Barat.
Klik Indonesia Petang pukul 18 waktu Indonesia Barat dan akhiri hari Anda dengan Klik Indonesia Malam pukul 23.30 waktu Indonesia Barat.
Jadikan hari Anda semakin berkualitas bersama TVRI.
TVRI Media Pemersatu Bangsa. Ya, terima kasih pemirsa. Anda masih setia bersama kami tentunya di Jendela Negeri. Masih tema jalan-jalan tapi mewah. Dan kali ini kita akan menuju ke mana, Sam?
Ya, sebelum ngobrol-ngobrol lagi sama Kanova, kita akan ajak pemirsa untuk jalan-jalan ke Sulawesi Tengah. Di sana sudah ada rekan kami, yaitu Rizky Budiman yang akan memberikan informasi terkait dengan menantang gravitasi di tebing Loto. Selamat pagi, Rizky.
Iya, selamat pagi, Semi dan Sierra.
Baik Rizky, kami penasaran nih, ada informasi apa di Sulawesi Tengah terkait dengan menantang gravitasi di tebing Loto? Silakan dengan informasi lengkap Anda.
Iya, baik Semi, kami menginformasikan bahwa di balik ketenangannya dan juga keindahannya tentunya air terjun Loto yang berada di wilayah Kabupaten Donggala, Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah memiliki potensi wisata petualangan yang menakjubkan. Di akhir pekan, biasanya air terjun Loto ini menjadi salah satu arena yang memacu adrenalin. Dan memang air terjun Loto yang terletak di wilayah Kabupaten Donggala ini dikenal dengan latar belakang dari olahraga memicu adrenalin yakni rock climbing atau panjat tebing. Dan memang panjat tebing merupakan salah satu olahraga yang sangat memicu adrenalin tinggi sehingga dinilai membutuhkan pengawasan yang ketat, utamanya pada mereka yang merupakan atlet dari rock climbing yang bisa dikatakan sebagai atlet pemula. Dan kami juga menginformasikan bahwa dari panjat tebing ini tentunya para atlet ini dilakukan pengawasan dan pembinaan serta dibekali beberapa pengetahuan terkait dasar-dasar teknik rock climbing untuk menaklukkan air terjun Loto sebagai salah satu arena rock climbing di wilayah Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah. Tidak hanya itu pemirsa, tentunya alat-alat yang digunakan dari olahraga rock climbing di air terjun Loto ini juga dilakukan dengan standar internasional untuk memastikan keselamatan dari para atlet panjat tebing rock climbing. Dan pemirsa, untuk mengetahui seperti apa persiapan yang dilakukan biasanya oleh para atlet rock climbing di Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah, berikut kutipan wawancara kami dengan Haikal, salah satu peserta panjat tebing.
Banyak yang kita dapatkan, terlebih lagi kita semua peserta melakukan pemanjatan yang di tebing asli, karena kemarin-kemarin kita manjatnya di dinding-dinding ini boulder buatan. Jadi itu pengalaman pertama kita manjat di tebing asli. Nah, di saat nanti banyak orang yang mungkin sudah tahu tempat ini air terjun Loto, pastinya akan ramai, dan itu kita harus tetap menjaga kebersihan dari lingkungan tersebut. Dan juga untuk kegiatan-kegiatan seperti ini harapannya bisa menjadi ajang tahunan.
Iya, dan pemirsa, tentunya pemilihan arena rock climbing di wilayah air terjun Loto, tepatnya di wilayah Kabupaten Donggala, Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah ini bukan tanpa alasan. Selain ini karena karakteristik bebatuannya dinilai cocok untuk mengasah kemampuan para atlet rock climbing. Tentunya alasan lainnya adalah pemandangan yang indah dan memukau di tengah hutan yang terdapat sebuah air terjun. Dan melalui kegiatan ini tentunya diharapkan air terjun Loto dapat menjadi wisata
promosi atau wisata petualangan yang dapat dipromosikan oleh pemerintah Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah untuk menjadi wisata unggulan di daerah ini. Dan pemirsa, tentunya melalui kegiatan ini juga diharapkan atau juga terselip pesan bagi setiap peserta maupun masyarakat lainnya agar bersama-sama untuk menjaga kelestarian alam di air terjun Loto Kabupaten Donggala, Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah. Dan pemirsa, berikut kita dengarkan kembali kutipan wawancara kami dengan Herdiansa selaku koordinator atau penanggung jawab dari olahraga rock climbing di wilayah air terjun Loto Kabupaten Donggala, Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah.
Adalah pemanjatan pada medan tebing, di mana pemanjat menggunakan alat-alat safety seperti tali termantel, ada karabiner, ada sling untuk mengamankan pemanjat. Peserta bisa meningkatkan latihannya agar bisa mencoba grid jalur yang lebih tinggi lagi. Di sini kan kategori jalurnya masih mudah. Nah, semoga harapannya mereka kembali dari sini mereka bisa latihan dan bisa mencoba grid jalur panjat tebing yang lebih.
Ya, baik Semi dan Sierra, tentunya aksi ini diharapkan mampu menumbuhkan rasa cinta baik masyarakat maupun para peserta rock climbing terhadap kekayaan alam lokal. Dan bahkan lebih dari itu, pemirsa, bahwa langkah kecil di tebing Loto ini diharapkan dapat menjadi pemicu bagi generasi muda agar tergerak dan konsisten untuk menjaga kelestarian alam di air terjun Loto, tepatnya di wilayah Kabupaten Donggala, Provinsi Sulawesi Tengah. Demikian Semi dan Sierra yang dapat kami informasikan dari Palu, Sulawesi Tengah. Kembali ke studio.
Rizky Budiman, terima kasih untuk informasi lengkapnya, dan ini juga di salah satu rekomendasi kita nanti kalau ke Sulawesi Tengah ya. Terima kasih Rizky dan selamat bertugas kembali.
Baik, wah tidak kalah menarik ya Sulawesi Tengah tadi ya. Ternyata ada wisata yang menantang adrenalin. Nah, balik lagi ke Kanova. Kanova kalau melihat tadi ya, jalan-jalan dengan berbagai macam destinasi, ada yang suka tantangan, adventure seperti itu. Dan kalau lihat dari profilnya Kanova sebenarnya ya aman, nyaman, tentram gitu ya. Boleh dong cerita lagi pengalaman balik lagi ke Solo tadi, katanya ada menuju jalan-jalan ke Museum Sangiran.
Iya, betul.
Boleh cerita pengalaman apa sih yang didapat di sana bagi orang yang mungkin belum tahu nih Sangiran itu apa, bisa diceritain?
Oke, kalau buat yang penasaran sama Museum Sangiran itu boleh banget ke sana. Buat biasanya yang ada pertanyaan manusia tuh duluan yang mana ya, ada manusia purba, itu di situ diceritain gimana sih kisahnya manusia purba ada, sampai peradabannya gimana, kenapa bisa hilang. Itu sampai ada yang kerangka-kerangka yang kita sangka-sangka ternyata ada beneran, itu kayak besar-besar, kaki tinggi, orang-orang tinggi gitu ada di situ semua. Jadi bisa, kalau yang penasaran ada cerita manusia dulu atau manusia purba dulu, bisa ke situ kepo-kepo di sana. Di sana semua ada kerangka-kerangka, binatangnya juga ada, sampai tengkoraknya juga ada gitu. Jadi di situ banyak sih cerita.
Udah capek Sofi. Hampir
Kan pipismu dhewe gak apa-apa.
oh setengah aku kan ya gak apa-apa.
Wis.
Nah, kamu juga
Diperai masih.
Iya tanduk malah pakai atas itu
Charger api satunya mana ya? Depan Mau depan.
Katanya pisah ini jadi 2.
Iya sih itu kan api nanti. Ya bisa.
Ya ada angin. Itu lagi. Kalau di depan pagar itu loh, bilangnya nanti minta tolong di depan pagar itu loh. Nah, mau jadi kalau main pagar kabel.
dipotong
Dipotong ya?
satu-satu. Potong ya kak. Kalian rebutan ya kak. Dek, ini biar gini aja dipasang di sini ya dek.
Dipasang aja gitu. Jadi biar bagus kayak rumah kita.
Potongnya kak wis ah. Saya mau kok. Nih, yang pilih yang enak.
Lihat. Ya ada deh, yang lebih tinggi. Nah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120,
Kalau nanti lemes dah.
Kalau kita kan pagel. Pasangin kan.
Adik kan dari tadi Adik bilang mau dipasang tinggi. Adik maunya dipatahin macam-macam sendiri.
Paket siapa? Paket siapa sih?
Kenapa? Kamu kan dipanah.
Alah, ternyata bukan paket aku. Namanya sih lupa namanya. Alah, salah. Alah, salah. JNT tadi. Itu JNT toh. JNT apa enggak?
JNT.
Oh, ada itu ya. N itu dan ya. JNE. JNT. NT Pak.